Hello, and welcome to the Metalheads podcast. My name is George.
My name is Buke.
This is Jay.
This is Will.
And this is John.
And we are joined today by the RocknRoll Beer Guy, Eddy. How you doing?
Doing all right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
No problem.
Hey, Eddy. So when I contacted you I guess maybe a month or so ago, I remember the subject of the email line was a brother from another mother.
Yep. It's still going. We're still on that email chain. So
yeah, we are. The reason why you're my brother from another mother is, you obviously you have a podcast yourself, talking about metal and beer. You work in the beer industry. You play in a band, so it's like you're meant to be on this podcast with us at some point.
Yeah, no, it made sense, man. I'm really grateful you guys put me on, but. Yeah, when I heard about you guys, and I was like, man, I thought I had an original idea. I guess not.
There's nothing original under the sun.
Not exactly. Well, a little metal reference there, but in the days of the internet, it's true. You can't think of it, dude. Whatever it is.
And realistically speaking, we appreciate you coming on because you're actually going to boost our numbers and our listenership.
Hopefully nobody listens to my podcast.
Hopefully be reciprocal there.
Well, let's wrap this up then.
Okay. Let's go on to the news then.
Well, yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your podcast? How it get started and all.
It all started as kind of a joke between a buddy of mine. Because I was working with Cigar City out in Florida, Cigar City Brewing, and I'm a big fan of music, so every time a show would come to town, I'd try and reach out to the band and be like, "Hey guys, I'll bring you a bunch of beer. That way, you guys have party afterwards."
Buying their love, good, smart man.
Yeah. So I kept doing that, and I would post pictures on Instagram, and my buddies would be like, "Dude, how the hell are you side stage at Summer Slaughter?" Or "How are you side stage at Between the Buried and Me?" And I'm like, "Dude, I just I brought them beer," and then they started calling me
good beer too.
Yeah. They started calling me the RocknRoll Beer Guy, kind of as a joke, just like, "Oh, you're the RocknRoll Beer Guy." And then every time I would do something like that, like be side stage at Slaughter, I put a hashtag RocknRoll Beer Guy just to mess around, be cocky. And but then we sat around one day, and I'm like, I know a lot of these bands, and I know a lot of brewers, and I could just sit down and get them to do a podcast. I think it'd be cool.
It's an interesting premise. Why don't you go into that a little?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of parallels I've noticed between beer and music in terms of, like, when you're a small independent band or a small independent brewery, you're going through similar struggles trying to get your stuff out there and trying to get people to come check it out, and you'll have events, there's a lot of similarities, I think, in the entire process, and those are the two biggest things in my life, really, is music and beer. So I figured I'd just put them together.
You're in good company here.
Yeah. I mean, Will, you're a brewer as well, yes?
Yeah. Atlas Brew Works.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been. This is my third brewery, so I started at Port City, and similarly, what you do is what I was kind of doing as well. Is I would just contact bands and say, hey, either stop by the brewery. So I have Battlecross stop by two of my breweries and sort of got to know those guys a little bit. So whenever they're in town, I reach out and say, hey, come by my brewery. And they always do. I got to know the guys and some of the other local bands because I make beers for them or I bring them beers. And it was really nice because for a while, when Empire Nova or Jack's, a local music venue, they always had my beer on draft.
Nice.
So I could easily go, and that's such a small venue that half the time, I remember Carl Sanders at Nile, he's, selling beer at the merch booth. And after the show, or he's selling merch. And then after the show, I'm like, hey, you want a beer? And it's like, I just grab it from the bar and give it to him. I don't even have to bring it to the show. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest issues or struggles with me is just day of the show trying to get the beer into the green room or something or into the dressing room without dragging a cooler through the entire fucking venue, and people are
right.
But that's usually the biggest issue is just getting coordinated with somebody in the band or their tour manager or something just to get the beer back there for them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, though, most bands would love to update their rider, with something better than the shit they normally get. So.
Yeah. A couple cases of beer. Okay, here's Bud Light.
Yeah,
no.
Exactly.
That's a couple cases of water.
Yeah, right. Oh, they need hydration.
Yep.
It's important.
So Eddy, you're also in a band.
Yeah, I'm actually in two bands. I sing for the band Dissever, which is Dissever. A lot of people get it confused. They're like, December? Or they don't understand what I'm saying. But Yeah, Dissever sang for them. I still sing for them. I mean, we're currently on a little hiatus. Everybody moved to different states right now. Our drummer's living in Denver. Our bass player's out in Seattle. I'm out here in California, and our guitar player stayed in Miami. So we're kind of on a little break, but we're still, we have a pre-production on our new album that we wrote, and I'm laying down some pre-pro vocals on it, and then we're going to take that over to Steve Evitz, who's a local music producer. He's worked with the Deftones and Glassjaw and The Cure, pretty big names, but he's local, and he's willing to work with us. So trying to finish that, and then I'm also in Vultures Are Wolves. Sorry, back up. Dissever, describe the music. Oh, okay. So Dissever.
Wait. Back up even further. When you say local, I don't know where you are. Where are you?
Oh, Long Beach, California.
Okay, right on. Yeah. So go ahead, please.
So Dissever's music is a little difficult because we go up and down. Like, some of our songs are a little more easy to digest. They're not radio friendly, but still, there's verse, chorus, and there's a good hook to it. But then there's songs that are just completely all over the place, crazy time signatures and heavy. And so that was kind of a problem with us, just having to figure out what show we were playing at the time. Like, if we're playing with a bunch of heavy bands, and we're going to play all our heavy songs, and maybe throw in like one softer song or one melodic song. But if anybody were to compare it, I mean, I've heard Tool. Someone actually told me once, we sound like Dillinger Escape Plan raped Opeth. So I mean,
Duke's taking offense to that one.
It's the other way around, mister.
Nobody rapes Opeth.
Yeah, no, I love Opeth. I love Dillinger, so that was a compliment, man. And so, yeah, it's hard to describe. I mean, I highly recommend anybody interested, just go to dissever.bandcamp.com. We have both our albums up there for free. You can just stream them. And like I said, we're coming up with another one, hopefully this year, next year. So
cool. And then Vultures Are Wolves, it's your other band.
Yeah, so Vultures Are Wolves, I snuck my way in there. It was a 3-piece for a long time, just guitar, drums, and the vocals. And then, they're good friends. We would always play, Dissever would play shows with Vultures Are Wolves together out in Miami. And one day I was just like, guys, I really think you guys could benefit from a bass player, and I'm like, I don't really play bass. I play some bass when I do my like solo project stuff, but I'm like, I would love to play bass for you guys. And we just started playing shows, and it ended up working out. So
dude, that's a good way to get in a band. You know what? You guys need some fucking kazoo, dude. And I happen to have one here.
Yeah, man, I got a triangle.
What do you call those things? It's like a flute, but a slight flute.
Record.
Wait, hold on. I think you guys overlooked. You guys overlooked the big thing, though. You said you had to step in and you asked them to fill the role of a bass player. So for the time being, they were like, "Oh, you know what? That bass, we don't really need it."
Well, the drummer was like, "I'm not the low man on the totem anymore."
Maybe they were a Saint Anger cover band.
Oh no, geez, no. No, the thing is, the guitar player was using baritone guitars, and he would use 2 amps, and he would make up for the low end with the guitar. But I still always felt it was missing, a little low end. So
that is cool though. There's a band here that does that. The guitarist uses a guitar and a bass amp, and I saw we played with him not long ago, a little while ago, and I was impressed with how great it sounded. Actually,
you want to say a band doesn't need a bass player? You say that to fucking Blake, a Pig Destroyer, right now.
Is the band you're talking about called Wolf King?
No, it's called No Trust.
Okay, cool. There's one
I'm up in the Bay Area.
Well, there's one. They're actually from the Bay Area. Wolf King. They're from up in the San Francisco, I guess, or Oakland, around there. But
way to know your scene, Jay.
They're the same. They're the same concept. 3-piece, no bass. But yeah, in terms of the music that we do with Vultures Are Wolves, that's my violence, anger, satanic, voodoo nonsense, like. As heavy as possible and as disgusting as possible. That's what we're going for.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
that's what we're all about here.
vulturesarewolves.bandcamp.com if you want to hear that too.
Yeah, get the plugs in, man.
Yeah, check it out.
Important question.
Yeah.
What are you drinking? Sorry, drinking a beer.
Oh, yes. I'm drinking Haunted Stars. It's an Imperial Rye Porter from Modern Times.
Modern Times. Yeah, it's been hit and miss with me. The stuff I've picked up from them. Where are they down there by you?
They're in San Diego.
San Diego. Okay.
So I guess I might as well just say it now. But yeah, I used to be an employee of theirs.
Everything they do is great.
Used to be. Everything they do sucks.
Used to be. Yeah.
yeah. It stopped. When did you leave? It was like right around that time. They really went downhill.
Jay, when we're trying to think of nicknames for everybody, I'm thinking like yours is either burrito, but now it's foot and mouth now.
Foot and mouth. I want to call him the sheriff.
At least once an episode. I'm like, only losers like that. What do you?
I'm not going to lie. It was kind of fun to watch that or listen to that develop.
Oh man, no. So I used to live in Florida, and I moved out to California about 9 months ago and got the job with them. But just recently, last month, we went our separate ways, and I'll just leave it at that.
You don't want to throw any dig any
Eddie,
dirt?
I have to ask you this. We have Will here, and Will being a friend of mine, I know his history is brewing here in the DC metro area. Mm-hmm. We talk about different genres of metal having a different sound, like the Bay Area thrash to the New York stuff. How about from like a beer world? Was it a change from you going from East Coast to now? Hey, these West Coast IPAs are real popular, and it's a little adjustment process for you, or you really don't see that in the beer world now?
Yes. Actually, the East Coast used to be known more for maltier type IPAs compared to the West Coast having more of a hop forward, danky, whatever they call it, sticky, resiny. But actually, I moved out here at a weird time where the beer world is actually more focused on Northeast style IPAs, which they've completely turned around from being malty to being this unfiltered, super hazy, juicy IPA style thing, mostly from the New England area, like Alchemist, which they do Heady Topper, or you look at Treehouse. Yeah, Treehouse. Down here now, that's become the thing. Out in California, everybody wants hazy IPAs. So breweries like Monkish and even Modern Times, they're doing hazy IPAs. So it's definitely it was an interesting thing to move west to then now everybody's into the east. It's just really weird. So yeah.
It's kind of.
Sorry, go ahead, Will.
I was gonna say back in the day you had like a stark difference, just like Eddie said, you had West Coast IPAs and East Coast IPAs, but now it's like you can have a style of beer, just like Eddie said, West Coast IPAs or New England style IPAs, but now everyone makes it all across the country. So a lot of it just depends on what brewery now, but
at its heart, this is a heavy metal pod. I'm sure Will has this in his questions, but what's your metal background, Eddie?
Metal background?
Yes,
like what got you into metal? Where did you start out? Were you like, ooh, I really like... I can't think of something awful, but
did you start off with heard Cannibal Corpse? You were listening to the Jay Giles band and you heard Cannibal Corpse and it changed, or it was a slow progression, or
start with AC/DC and work your way up?
No, yeah. For me, it was I grew up as a kid with listening to 70s stuff. My dad used to listen to a lot of Zeppelin. Then he started kind of going, playing a lot of like the Bee Gees and stuff like that. But in terms of metal, I would say Metallica and Pantera were huge for me in terms of switching my perspective on it. And
gateway drug.
Yeah, it was my gateway drug. And a lot of metalheads, like the super nerdy metalheads, are like, oh, whatever, Metallica. Have you heard of whatever? And I made my way back. I'm like, once I discovered Metallica and Pantera, I'm like, all right, well, Cannibal Corpse and just everything that I had missed out on for the years, old Opeth stuff. Because I got into Opeth around Ghost Reveries, I think it was. So then I had to kind of go back and discover everything. When fans are like, "Oh, you're so behind, man."
Blackwater Park.
Yeah. It's crazy, man, to see where they've gone now too. Like they've completely changed into Blue Oyster Cult, which is fine by me. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I grew up with that 70s rock. Like I said, Blue Oyster Cult or Zeppelin or Pink Floyd, King Crimson. So hearing Opeth go into that direction was really cool. But yeah, I would say I would give it to Pantera and Metallica for changing my life.
Right on.
Very cool.
Hey, Pantera was my gateway drug in the metal, so
nice.
And then I was your drug dealer.
George was the guy going, no, that's the lame stuff.
I was.
Yeah. George is the guy in the dark alley, like, come here.
Opening my my what do you call it, the trench coat.
George,
Not only was I
George
naked
Evans
underneath, but it was adorned with CDs.
or audio tapes, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man.
to just
go ahead.
derail us here for a second, Buke Skyped me yesterday, and he was like, "Well, why don't you
Naked?
tell it, Buke?"
Yeah, I was cleaning my house and I found a CD book that must have been one of those ones that you could kill a person with it because it holds like 300 CDs in it.
Nice.
And I FaceTimed George because it's just 200 ripped CDs where I would go to George's and we would just like, hey, here's Death. Here's every single album by every band. It was just,
When I met him, he was like, "I like Pantera and I like Flaw and Seven Dust," and I was like, "Let me teach you." And so I like would buy like spindles of CDs and just burn off everything that I had and give it to him and teach him.
Yep, and that was it. It just brought back great memories.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 16, 17 years ago, probably.
Yep.
Time flies.
I was thinking the other day. I remembered my first purchase ever.
There you go.
As an individual, like adult, not an adult. I was like 12 or whatever. But first time I went to a store and bought a record. It wasn't even a record. It was a cassette tape, and it was "Pretty Hate Machine" from Nine Inch Nails.
Oh my
well, that's a good first purchase.
Yeah.
Mine was
youngsters.
Mine was Kiss.
I do have Pretty
Mine was
Hate.
Kiss
I do have
Dynasty.
I have Pretty Hate Machine on cassette, but my first was Styx Kilroy was here from '83, I think it was.
Nice.
What was
Mine
yours,
was
Jay?
Mine was Kiss Dynasty, and I bought it at Sears, and I took it home and put it on, and the needle went all the way through. It's just like it was like a. But that was through I Was Made for Loving You, so that was probably okay. But yeah, I mean, God, I was 8 years old, saved up my money to buy the Kiss record.
I had a little carry on
Jay,
case.
and I remember when I bought mine too, Jay.
Kiss Dynasty?
Yes, when it came out.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
had it.
Was
I
it
had
like
it
at
on
a Sears or something like that, or was it at a record store?
It might have been like a Rainbow Records back then when they were
Okay,
around.
yeah. How about that?
So
Kmart. That's where I used to go.
Me too.
Yeah,
Hey,
Kmart.
before we so we'll get into the news a little bit, but let's go around the horn. We know what Eddie's drinking. John, what are you drinking?
all right, so I've been drinking all day actually, but for the show, little double duck pin
Oh,
from
nice.
our friends up at Union Craft Beer up in Baltimore, and I've got a few other gems waiting during the podcast. So
Nice. George.
I am drinking Duchess de Bergerac. It's
that's a nice beer.
The Belgian. I call it the dirty sock beer.
Hey
Sour.
George, you need
Wait, hold on, George. What are you drinking?
Duchess de Bordeaux.
That's my most hated beer ever.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Hey
I
George,
thought
you
you
need a
were
paper
chime in
bag
like,
for
thanks
that.
for the bukkake.
Was that? What was that, John?
You need a paper bag for that bottle.
Yeah, I think it's huge.
Yeah.
Man, I've had people tell me that beer tastes like vinegar and vomit mixed together.
Yeah.
It tastes
But to
like
me, it's
vinegar.
like,
I hate it.
it's like moldy sweat socks because it's like that tang of like stanky feet.
I like it. I think
do.
it's good, but I
I do
love
too. I love it.
Maybe it's
Jay,
too much
what
of sour
what
beers.
lemongrass tea are you drinking?
Well, mine is being saved for later because I'm going to swim after the podcast. But I stopped by Fieldworks today and picked up two
Yes.
crawlers.
Love them.
One called
nice.
Tundra. I still can't remember what the other one. I think the other one I bought was called Swash. I can't remember. But so I'll have that tonight. That, and I have two Chums left in the fridge. The Sharks are putting out a beer now called Chum. It's
San
Gordon
Jose
Biersch.
Sharks?
It's just okay. Yeah, I mean it's a Gordon Biersch thing, but it's cool because the packaging is really nice. It's got the Sharks in the bottle and everything. And I finally found a 6-pack this weekend.
Buke, how do I get that service at my house? Somebody just dropping off a beer for me.
Look at that.
Hey Eddie, you were saying something about sours. What were you trying to say there?
That lately I can't really drink much sours, even though I love them. It's kind of wrecking my stomach as I get older, and like after 2 or 3 of them, I'm just kind of done. I have to stop.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
half a
I
one,
love them.
done.
I
what are
love
you
the way they
drinking?
taste.
What do you like? Throw me some things I might want to try.
What, sour-wise?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Cantillon, obviously, but those are a little harder to get. I'm fortunate that I have a local brewery. I was just there this morning, actually, picked up their membership bottle release that they did, but it's called Phantom Carriage. They're out in Torrance, and they're a horror movie / metal-themed brewery. It's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Phantom Carriage.
Okay.
No, is that the name of the brewery?
Yeah, Phantom
Okay.
Carriage Brewery, yeah. But yeah, really great beers, under the radar. So.
Excellent.
Duke, what are you drinking?
I am drinking local Draught Theory, the death of Cthulhu, Russian Imperial.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, cool.
That's a cool looking bottle, man.
Oh, dude, their artwork on their bottle is wicked.
Back it
Yeah.
up a little.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
wicked
awesome.
stuff, man.
That's really
so.
cool.
I'm a big stout guy, as you know, here in the pod.
I'm a big stout guy too, but not the way you are. Although I like
I got the Brew Baka from Old Ox, the great Dr. Lang. Doctor. It's their Bach Lager with coffee added, so Brew Baka. I'm obviously a Star Wars nerd, so I like the Chewbacca reference.
Right on.
Very cool. So what do you think, guys? Let's jump into the news.
Oh, I'm gonna jump right into the first note.
Okay. Yeah, what we should say here is not the news, but the battle royal is about to begin.
Okay.
I have no comment on this because I didn't even see it.
Yeah, well,
you're a lucky man for it.
Oh,
hey, Buke, I didn't watch it either because I didn't give a flying fuck.
Exactly.
all right. So, as you may have guessed by what people are saying, we're going to talk a little bit about Metallica and Lady Gaga at the Grammys.
Stop you right there. It's the Grammys. We're metalheads.
Yeah.
Why would you watch?
I watched because the metal category had some good fucking bands this year.
But they don't even show the metal category on the Grammys.
Yeah, I know.
But I watch it because my wife likes to watch it, and I was like, Metallica's gonna play Gaga. All right, I'll check it out. And I wasn't paying attention for most of it, but obviously I tried. When I heard that Metallica was coming on, I looked up and started watching it, and I was immediately furious about the fact that James Hetfield's microphone was turned off, and I missed most of the performance. I had to listen to it later because I was goddamn fucking shit, motherfuckers, fuck you. I even tweeted out saying, fuck you, Grammys.
Well, now, George, when you listened to it later, was that Hungarian overdub that somebody did? Have you heard about that?
No,
I'm interested.
I saw that.
Yeah. And apparently somebody went in and overdubbed his voice, and it sounded great.
Oh, you mean from one of the shows?
Yeah,
I guess
I heard about that. Yeah, but I didn't hear it. But
I have a theory. I have a conspiracy theory. So
let's spread
I'm
it.
sure everyone. We haven't really directly said it, but so obviously on the Grammys, Metallica played with Lady Gaga, and James Hetfield's mic was not working. It was probably Dave Mustaine, which he probably pulled the mic like those son of a bitches.
Well, and then when they introed the song, Laverne Cox, I think the name is, just said, "Now Lady Gaga."
Yeah, I know.
Didn't even introduce Metallica. I was like, "Fuck you!" But but I've seen a lot of people complaining about Metallica playing with Lady Gaga to begin with, and I'm sure that I'm the cheese that stands alone. But I like Lady Gaga, and I thought it was. I thought, despite
is that a saying? I'm the cheese that stands alone.
Hey, hold on.
The cheese stands alone is a saying.
Our fearless podcast leader just says he likes Lady Gaga. Eddie, do you want to fill in?
And you're worried
about my spot on the podcast now.
Come on.
I'll tell you, I don't mind Lady Gaga as a
quit this pod.
I think she's interesting. I think she's I don't like all of her music. In fact, I absolutely hate her first album.
Inspirational, gorgeous, pretty.
Not bad, but I like that she's just kind of weird.
Messiah.
Okay.
She is weird. She is a female Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
If anything.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I would say, I'm going to go ahead and say I was very upset at just hearing the headline, like, oh, Lady Gaga and Metallica are playing. I'm like, it just sounds like a cash grab,
Well, does anyone expect any different? It's the fucking Grammys.
Exactly.
Well, I would expect them to just tell them no. Like, no.
Yeah, their idea is let's put whoever's the biggest and brightest in our eyes together, and we don't care if the mashup sucks or not. It's just going to sell ad time.
Well, yes, but you know what? I think Metallica lives in this weird Ozzy place now, which is to say, how cool and kind of spooky and weird did Ozzy used to be? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I know, John, you're a big Dire of a Madman fan,
huge.
And so on and so, and I am too. That's like one of my favorite '80s records. But now he's like the guy who was on the Osbournes and all that stuff.
And I'll tell you when it happened.
I would prefer them to dig up Lou Reed and put his corpse up on stage.
You don't have to do that. They could just use that hologram thing like they did for Dio, right?
There you go.
But my point being that Metallica lives in this whole other weird corporate place right now, and I mean the fact that they can even be on the Grammys, and I don't mean because they're big enough. I mean because they're palatable enough. I don't know, dude. The whole thing was. I watched the video of. I watched the playback on YouTube or something.
They had the fake chicks headbanging, but when they showed the audience was just kind of like,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, dude.
So it's an extension of the Super Bowl, basically. Then is all it is.
Hey, she was awesome at the Super Bowl.
That's the perfect way to put it.
No, not her at the Super Bowl. I'm just saying the Super Bowl where they have these people run out on the field and scream and throw their hands up, and the rest of the audience is like, "Who the fuck is up there right now?"
Yeah.
But it's also that style of event. It's just this big, huge American beer selling thing. You know what I mean? And by beer, I mean Budweiser.
Well,
I don't know.
Allow me to deliver my coup de grace. Buke, get ready to throw it on your headphones and walk off.
Here we go.
Oh no.
It's just like I have a couple for this episode. Mark my words right now. If fucking Queensryche is on anybody's top list later on, I'm fucking quitting the pod. I'm just giving a warning right now.
Hey, why don't you
Be on everybody's list, dude.
save yourself the trouble?
What was that? Mindcrime that year? Or no,
Everything.
was that Empire? What came out in '88?
Operation My Crime.
Hey,
Oh,
Buke,
dude, that's
go
a
find
great
something
album.
else to do tonight.
This episode is just killing me already.
All right, so
Were you even born in 1988?
I was 5.
Yeah. Then shut up.
All right, George, go.
all right, so here it is. I'm going to see Gaga.
Oh no.
Ooh.
All right, do me a
Bye,
There
favor,
goes
George.
Buke. Buke's out of here. There
got
goes
up,
Buke.
walked
You blocked off. All right.
He didn't disconnect, so maybe he'll be back.
You
All right.
should just disconnect him.
He's pointed at. He's ranting. He's ranting.
Here comes Steph. Steph's gonna be on the pod now. Hey, Steph.
Okay, I'm here to add a second girl to the pod.
Ooh. Now, did you think of that, or did he?
That is awesome. Welcome.
Because if he
Steph.
thought of that, kudos.
Y'all are nuts.
That was the funniest thing you've ever done, Buke.
No, man, it's good stuff. I will say I didn't buy the tickets.
All right.
No, of course he didn't. George was quickly dialing his phone and caller 7 wins free tickets.
George, just do us a big favor. Do not, I repeat, do not give a half an hour recap of the Lady Gaga show like you did with the Madonna show.
Oh, you know
okay?
I'm gonna.
Oh man.
You know I'm gonna.
Can I give credit to my best friend though, George? I give you props for coming on here and admitting that.
I have no shame. I love metal.
give me
Metal is
up.
my favorite
That's
style of
20
music,
bucks.
but it's not the only style of music.
Oh, well.
But
George,
to-
I'll give you $20 if you wear your Vakken vest and corpse paint to the show.
nice.
Or
I might.
put a Lady Gaga patch on your Warfest.
No.
Yes.
Now I will say this:
Yes.
I respect her. I like her because she's weird, and I do like some of her music, but I don't know very much of it. So just
You're
putting that
full
out
of
there.
shit. You're so lying.
He is so
I'm not. Although I since the Super Bowl, because I was like, dude, she fucking jumped off the top of the fucking building. I was like, I've
she
been
did
listening
that
to her
weird
stuff.
thing, which is like she
Yeah.
looked like a turtle swimming through the air.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell was going on there, but
Do you own her vinyl?
No, I do not.
He does have a meat suit, though.
I do. Want to see it?
Wait, all right. So let's circle back. So to me, what the most aggravating thing about this whole is you see Lars Ulrich and he's talking about I think it would be great to have Lady Gaga as a 5th member of Metallica.
Lars who?
Uric.
Uric?
Ulrich, I don't know. Ackerfart.
I'll ask Uric or whatever. Yeah. Anyway.
Ulrich, whatever
There
his
you go.
name.
Yeah, but he was
literally-
joking, you know, and it's fun,
I don't know,
and it pisses
man.
me off because they take something like that he was probably fucking drunk when he said it, and
No,
he was
said
just
it
fucking
on
around
one of the-
because obviously that wouldn't be true, but
you don't know,
but
man. They're
people
old now and they do weird things. Like
They
Yeah.
just had her on at the Grammys. Everything.
yeah, but you know,
Everything's
I mean, I
possible.
could see them doing it in album
Donald
like the
Trump
Lou
can
Reed
become
thing,
president.
but
Anything's
not joining the band. Come on.
I'll tell you what, I was not a fan of the latest. I haven't been a fan of anything Metallica's done since the Black Album. I'm one of those guys. I'll tell you that.
I go farther back than that,
Yeah,
man.
go further back to that.
I like them all except for Saint Anger and Reload. I like Load.
No,
not
I
Reload.
mean, yeah, no, I mean,
you
there's
like
been
it.
hits and
Lady
misses
Gaga
on all of
produced
them, you know.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been hits and misses on all of them. I mean, this is a conversation we have
I was
pretty
talking
often.
to someone the other day, and I think it was Trevor, about how it was. We were talking about the Grammy thing, and I was like, the new Overkill album just came out, as I like to call it, like Years of Decay .99. Like every album they've done in the last 25 years sounds about the same. And I was like, if Metallica had made Master of Puppets another 6 or 7 times, maybe people would really like that, but I wouldn't have liked that. No. I don't like everything that they've done throughout their career, but I like that there are eras that differentiate the different styles, and
there's the good era and the suck era. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you tell. I was going to say, I appreciate a band that evolves their sound, but keep it good. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be Master of Puppets thrash the whole time.
But they try something out and it doesn't work. They move on to something else.
Yeah, it seems like they've been kind of stuck in their ways since, like, that new album had 2 thrash songs and then the rest of it was load.
Yeah.
So it was just...
The problem is they've sucked longer than they were good.
Yeah, how about that?
I just think the bigger issue here, guys, and it's nothing to be surprised with, is that not watching the Grammys, not watching it for years. Do other artists share the stage? Do they do collaborations for everybody who comes on stage?
Not everybody, no.
Yeah, it's very common.
It just shows that metal by itself still can't. I don't think they would prop them up there by themselves.
Well, they don't even give out the reward during the award. During the show.
Enough. Cut them off.
When you say prop them up there, are we still talking about Lou Reed here? What are you talking?
Because, to me, it is crazy to me that Metallica, even last year, I thought it was a crime that they have not done the Super Bowl halftime yet.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever will now. Didn't James really tell them to go fuck themselves or something like that? Especially since they were at Santa Clara. Yeah, that was weird.
It is just in our time, yes, pop stars come and go, but Metallica, for a band from the United States, doesn't get bigger than that. No, and the fact that they haven't put them on there, it's just another slap in the face to them.
Yep.
I think that performance of Lady Gaga would have been acceptable to me and a lot of other people if it was at the Super Bowl and Metallica got a chance to start with Master of Puppets and then bleed into the new song with Lady Gaga. People would be a little more like, okay, that was cool, but
good point.
But yeah, what happened at the Grammys was awful in many ways.
But I will say I don't think a lot of metalheads the next day were sitting around upset about the Grammys because, again, it's not even on our radar.
Just me.
No, I don't think so either.
I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall of that green room afterwards. Lars said that James was pretty livid, I think was the word he used.
Yeah.
He kicked his microphone stand into the crowd and then he threw his guitar when he was walking off the stage.
I have to say, I have to give props to the roadie because the roadie caught it.
Did he? Okay, I'll have to go watch that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
If James Hetfield throws his guitar at you, you don't drop it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So let's the next little news item, which ties into this one.
Yeah, related to that. Not that they showed it on TV, but Megadeth mistakenly won the best performance. Should have been Gojira.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I agree.
Or even Baroness. Both of them are good.
Yeah. But when they were going to the stage to claim their reward, as Will would say, the house band played Master of Puppets. Which, according to Dave, he didn't even notice as it was happening. But a lot of people were like, "Ooh, burn!" But Dave
That's why he cut the mic out.
Well, Dave got back and was like, "Hey, I can understand if they can't play, if they're not good enough to play Megadeth."
Yeah, which I thought was a classic burn. I thought
that was a really good comeback and much more classy than you would expect from Mustaine. So. All right.
Yeah, well, they're all friends now, so they got to be nice to each other.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it should be said that if you possibly want to see these pop stars live, they have announced a tour that starts in May.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm going to Gaga, but I refuse to go to Metallica at M&T Park or Stadium or whatever it is there in Baltimore.
Yeah,
I will say, though, I caught them twice on the Summer Sanitarium tour. What's it, 2000, 2001? And they played up at the Ravens Stadium, George, and it was like 3 hours of them playing live almost. It was pretty
playing
awesome.
At the Ravens Stadium?
Yeah. That sucks. I hate things like that. But that just reminded me of another show I'm going to. I'm going to Pittsburgh, to Heinz Stadium, to see you two.
What?
On the Joshua Tree thing.
Yeah. We're wasting this guy's time.
Well, my wife really wanted to go to this, but I'm a huge U2 fan, so fuck you.
Hey,
but
Joe,
I've already seen them and she
too.
hasn't. So, we had to do it. And it's crazy because fucking Ticket Bastard and all of those fucking crooked motherfuckers, when they sell tickets, it's impossible, first of all, to get tickets without going to a reseller. And I just got through a long-ass battle with one of the resellers to get $400 worth of ticket back for a show that was canceled, and I never got refunded.
George, wasn't your last stadium experience bad?
Yes, that was the Foo Fighters at RFK, which the stadium's old if it's still named after a famous person and not a corporation. That was a shit show. We left way early. But anyway,
you just baited you into admitting to another show you went to.
Hey, I like the Foo Fighters. I liked the Foo Fighters.
That was good. Nicely done, Vic. Hey, did you say you kissed your male roommate?
But we had to go. We're in Maryland, D.C. We had to go to Pittsburgh to find affordable tickets.
Hey, Jay, has there even been this much Vakken talk on the show yet?
No, man, we're really stuck in the pop world here.
Exactly. George is going to Vakken. There hasn't even been this much talk yet.
Wait till I get to my synthwave and dungeon synth.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on.
Moving on. Speaking of pop. So.
Yeah.
All right. Will, why don't you take this next one?
So go ahead, play this out. No, don't play the sound effect. So Trish Doan, the bassist for Kitty, she died. And it's not quite clear how she died that I could see.
She was young.
Does that mean you were there? That you could see? Right? That you were looking down going, I don't know what's wrong with her. She ain't moving.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a
That's a Life of Agony song. Sweet.
Yeah. So it's a little sad. I do enjoy my Kitty, as everyone knows, and I get made fun of, but screw you guys, I'm going home.
Indeed.
She's not the same original bass player, is she?
No.
Nah, there might be one original member in that band. Not
that they'd admit to
sisters. The two sisters are original. I don't know about that anyway.
All right.
Not that I've ever seen them in concert at Jack's or anything.
Yeah, you don't have it memorized, Will. I don't know those two sisters.
Wait till you see his Kitty tattoo.
The Landers sisters, Mercedes and something.
Yeah, it is sad. It is sad, and it's too bad because we can't.
She's pretty young. She's only 31.
Yeah, 31.
Yeah,
it's too bad.
In other doom and gloom, Tony Sarka, aka It, has also died. He's a black metal pioneer. He was in bands like Abruptum, Ophthalmia, Vonger, and more. I don't know if any other guys are familiar with him, but I was, and I was surprised. He was only 45, I think.
Did you know he died, George? Or?
It didn't say. So I'm curious.
I think it was right after the Grammys when he saw Gaga Metallica.
Yeah, it might have been. Well, he was part of that whole black circle.
We all died a little on the inside.
Yeah,
some of us more than others, apparently.
Oh man,
I think he was Italian, but he was still part of the whole black circle Norwegian scene thing. He used to talk with Euronymous and those folks. But I know at some point there was a falling out, and he had to go into hiding because he was afraid they were going to kill him. So he's old school, or was old school.
Yeah, previously.
It's a bummer when anybody dies, man. Even especially musicians, because you connect with them personally with their music, so it bums me. I get assholes whenever I'm bummed out. When Bowie died, I fucking lost my shit, and people are like, "Dude, you don't even know him." It's yeah, I don't give a shit. I grew up on that stuff, his music and his movies and everything. So
when Carrie Fisher died, I was a mess.
Yeah, dude. It's not people that give that are you really that fucking jaded? I mean, I hate most human beings, but I'm not that jaded. I can appreciate if someone's bummed out from that,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, congratulations! You can add 5 more to the list right now.
Wait, what?
Us 5. You can add to the list of human beings that he hates.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh.
Not quite as dark, but some other bummer news. Found out that Dallas Toller Wade left Nile, which sucks because we're seeing him in a couple of weeks, and I guess we're going to try out the new guy right away.
And I mean, we had him on the show once, and you may remember, and I meant this when I said him. He was sort of like this. Carl is kind of I think the visual kind of front of that band after a fashion, but really Dallas did more of the singing. He's an intense guitar player, and he played guitar and sang over the most complicated parts. And I just always sort of saw him as that band's secret weapon. I don't know. That's too bad. He says he's going to focus on something else, but it might just be because what is the band Toxic?
Narcotic Wasteland.
Narcotic Wasteland.
Yeah,
but it might just be because, just like anybody else, there's really no money in it, and he's got to get ready going a long tour. And does he want to step away from maybe some job he's got? I don't know. I'm just guessing. It's just too bad.
You know what's fucked up?
A lot of people were bummed, by the way. Facebook, under the Blabbermouth news, people were like, "What the fuck?"
Mm-hmm. So, I just wanted to point out he's actually on Skype right now. We could totally fucking call his ass right now and be like, "Dude, what the fuck fuck.
Oh, man.
But that
I
was
think
probably
we've-
a little rude.
I game with him from time to time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I looked it up. It was I looked up the article just to see why, and it's burned out, right? Pretty much is kind of the deal.
Well, I mean, the Niles statement said because he's going to focus on his other thing, you know. But I would say
It's
more
kind
and
of
more
like
guys are
when
getting
Kirk
burnt out.
left down to do Crowbar more, you know, probably.
Well, yeah, it might be, but I think more and more guys are getting burned out just because it is like running uphill more than ever these days. You know, they probably don't come up with much money from the tour. You don't sell any albums. Nobody bought the new Nile record. Because nobody buys any new record. You know. Anyway, it's
I
too
beg
bad.
to
I was
differ.
sorry to hear that. And who you seen him with, George? Overkill, is that the tour?
Yeah, Overkill, Amorphous, Swallow the Sun.
Are you
All
going
together?
to the Howard Theater?
Yep.
Yeah.
All those bands together?
Yep.
It's only one of like, I think, 4 or 5 shows they're doing where all 4 bands are together. They just both happen to be hitting this area at the same time, so they decided to do a combined show in DC.
And I
Dude,
really
that's
want to
an
see Swallow the
amazing
Sun
bill.
because the keyboard player's leaving at the end of the tour. So
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to see them with Amorphous, but I had no idea they were matching up like that in your area. That's amazing to see those 4 bands at once. Like, really, that's a killer bill.
yeah, there's no filler on that thing. It's killer.
Who else is going? Will's going, or who are you going with?
I haven't got my ticket yet, but I'll go.
I'm going.
Oh, John's going right now.
Puke?
Again, nice to be last on the fucking list, boys.
Dude, I told you this day I got my ticket.
They're probably still available. It can't be that expensive.
Do you have the internet at your house?
I think he's got short-term memory loss because I told him as soon as it happened.
I thought we were going to the one at the soundstage for Amorphous.
Nah, I
Can't.
told you because I
We
think
can't,
Swallow the Sun
Buke,
wasn't
because
there
we're
or
going to
something
be in
like that.
Philadelphia.
Plus, yeah, we're going to
remember?
be in Philly.
You're going to be with us in Philadelphia.
So
This is a disaster.
there's so many shows this year. I mean,
I don't know
even
what-
metal ones.
I don't know about you guys, but here in D.C., Maryland, Virginia, what happened with March and April? It's like a gazillion shows out of nowhere. They're all over the place.
There's a lot of
that I think
albums
about
coming
it,
out
I
in March.
think Amorphous is here when I'm out there by you guys, so I think I am.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
We had a dry spell for the longest time, and now all of a sudden, all these shows are coming to this area. So
Yeah,
Well, I'm super stoked living in California now. Everything passes through here. It's awesome.
everything passes through California.
Yeah, we're
when I was
getting
living in
stuff.
Florida, it was awful.
it's a wasteland in Florida for shows. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard to get a lot of bands to go down that way.
There's no venues.
Well, it's because it's out of your way, I suppose. But I mean, I just, Eddie, there's been places I've lived where nobody came through or rarely came through. And I love being in the Bay Area, man. Everybody comes.
Yeah.
I choose not to go to shows now. I'm like, nah, I've been to too many. I don't want to go to that one tonight or whatever, you know?
You know, it's actually a really good point because like Dying Fetus is playing tonight. I was like, I'd like to go to that, but it's like, I'll catch some other show. Like we're spoiled in this area. And I'm thinking about people who live in like Wichita. They're like, what? You skipped a show? Fuck you, man. You're not a metalhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about skipping tonight. Every Time I Die is playing pretty close by, and I'm just kind of like, I've seen them 1,000 times. I'm so tired. Like, but I don't know. It sucks. They're a great band, and I know a couple of the guys, so it's kind of shitty to miss it. But
Eddie, is there one band that's eluded you want to see?
ooh, damn. Let's see. Not really, man. I've pretty much. I mean, except for bands that broke up before I got to see them live, like Botch or something, But no, I've pretty much seen everyone I've wanted to see at some point. I go to a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Way too many shows, but yeah, I even traveled long distances. Like me and like 3 dudes from the band, and we just drove up to Asheville from Miami to go see Mastodon do "Crack the Sky" in its entirety, or stuff like that. Like we'll it's an adventure, like hey, we'll go to North Carolina and drink some beers and go see a fucking amazing show,
Right on.
Yeah.
One more departure to note. Van Williams has left Ashes of Aries to focus on his other band, Ghost Ship Octavius. So not as huge a deal. I mean, Buke and I have met Van. He's a really good guy. And, it's great for Matt Barlow to have him on hand to work with that Ashes of Aries stuff. But Ghost Ship Octavius is cool too, so,
If there is a silver lining for this, in his statement, apparently his wife, not apparently, but his wife was battling cancer of some sort. And apparently last year, I think George and I when we talked last year, it sounded pretty bad. But he ends his statement saying, thank you to the band. There will be a new Ashes album. It's going to kick ass. But he says on the good note, his wife has been doing much, much better.
Oh, right on.
Wait a minute.
I'm pleased to hear that.
Isn't the guitar player in Ashes of Ares, that other guy that was singing, isn't he in Ghost Ship Octavius too? He is. So what the hell? Van's like, hey, I'm going to go focus on our other band. You can stay here if you want.
Could be, you know what it could be, George? It could be just here it says, on the good note, my wife's doing much better. They're happy to be living and taking every day as a blessing. So maybe he just had to take a step back and...
Hey, Buke, in that same statement, didn't he just say, he just mentioned Matt Barlow and Freddie, didn't he? When he talked about them. So I wonder if it's just those guys now.
Yeah, I'm confusing the guys. Freddie's the bass player.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, that's my bad.
And it sounded like Ghost Ship is going to be doing a lot of touring, and I don't know how much touring Ashes of Ares is going to be doing, so maybe Van's going with the sure bet here. So
show me the money.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see, it's never good to see guys we like leave, but I always take note of the fact that it looks like it's on positive.
Oh yeah, I got that same feeling too reading it.
And maybe it was just a little too casual for him. Maybe it's just like, you guys don't do enough. I gotta check out.
And we've met a lot of band members, but meeting Van in the hour or so George and I spent with him, I wish nothing but the best for this guy.
He's a good guy.
He's an amazing guy. So
yeah.
Didn't he was Van the one that had a lot of physical issues himself there for a while and Nevermore? Was he the one that had like Crohn's and all that shit, or one of the guys that Nevermore
was the guitarist Pat. Well, I think it was in one of your death metal bands, actually. The guitarist. I can't think of his name, but it was somebody else, Jay, that had that problem. Okay. Yeah.
The hits keep coming. 2017 will not feature a Guarbecue.
Oh God, such a bummer.
Yeah. Any specific reason?
No. Don't Eddie. Don't be bummed. The only people who should be bummed here is me, who went by myself again last year.
I don't even mean again. That's the only time you went by yourself.
Okay, you're right.
I went to the last two.
I am bummed because Guar and Guarbecue has quickly become my favorite day. It's a day of swimming and cookout and beer and music. It is. So I took my wife last year. We were in the front row getting sprayed in the face by fake blood. It was awesome.
Now this year, no Guarbecue and an extremely curtailed Maryland Death Fest. What the hell?
Yeah.
But Guar says they're taking this year off to do extensive touring around the country, work on a new album.
All right.
So
well,
I guess
the reason I'm bummed out is because I used to work for Cigar City Brewing. We used to make them a beer, the Guarbecue beer.
Yep, we've seen that.
Good point. What happened? It seemed like this year it was the same beer that it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The odorous ale again, but it was different. 2 years ago it was the green label. Last year it was the red label, and this year it was a repeat of last year's beer. It's 2 years ago.
It's because it was good.
Well, it was a good beer. I haven't been into, it's been a year since I worked there, but I would have to assume it had something to do with the buyout, because Cigar City got bought out by Oscar Blues. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, Oscar Blues holding company now is the owners of Cigar City, and that might have put a hurdle in place, because I've spoken to a bunch of the brewers, and they're having to go through some more people in terms of getting their recipes approved, and because the last thing I did before I left was
can I say fuck Dale's Pale Ale? I hate that beer. Overrated piece of crap. Go ahead.
I feel like there's some history there.
Yeah, right. Tell me how you really feel.
Give me diarrhea.
Did you find yourself under an underpass there, Buke?
Oh man, no. So as what I was saying was, before I left, I did a collaboration beer with Killswitch. Me and the guys and David Castro, who's the lead brewer on the project. We were working on that for a couple of years, and when the purchase happened, they had to put a hold on it and added a whole bunch of new hoops we have to jump through to get the beer approved and pass through their systems. So it's just been it's been delayed, but we announced, that was actually the first episode of the RocknRoll Beer Guy podcast, was me announcing the beer collaboration, and then I figured it'd be a good place to do that. But we haven't, from the looks of it, it'll be ready in April, and I already got label art and everything, so it looks cool. I'm excited for that to finally come to fruition. I was talking to the brewery that might send me out there, because they're Killswitch is playing a show for the launch of the beer and everything, so it should be pretty exciting.
Oh, cool.
Okay. On a quick note, I have to mention, since you just mentioned Killswitch, one of my favorite bands, Eddie, we should start a pod. Those of you who are fans of Howard Jones, he just did a collaboration with Jamie Josta for the new Josta album called Chasing Demons.
Everlasting Love.
It is fucking amazing.
Nobody likes my Howard Jones joke. Come on.
I was with you, George.
No, none of us like that music, so we didn't get it.
I saw him last year or year before.
Would you rather have Killswitch Engage or Metallica Gaga?
No, Metallica Gaga, for sure.
No, see, Will just did that face like, ugh.
No. That's easy for me. I'd see Killswitch in a heartbeat rather than Metallica Gaga.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. I gotta say, the last time I saw Killswitch was a pretty good damn show, but that was because Sentenced was there, and we were getting our asses beat in that pit. At least I was.
Yeah, man, they put on a great show. I mean, I've become pretty good friends with Adam now, and it's a great dude, great guitarist, man. One of the nicest people I've ever met, really.
One of the best guys for the metal scene.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, his project with Corpse Grinder, Serpentine Dominion, was so sick, dude.
Which Adam and Jesse also announced they're going to be working on new Times of Grace material.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I haven't heard any of it yet, but I'm sure I'll hear some of it demoed, because I heard the Serpentine album like months before they released it, just from hanging out with him. Because we live, about 2 hours away from each other. So whenever he's in town, I try to go down to San Diego, or he'll come up here and we'll go brewery hopping, because we just love, drinking beer together. So.
Right on.
Well, speaking about a couple who was probably drunk when they did this, a Bolivian couple has named their newborn son Iron Maiden.
He is like going to be the coolest kid ever.
I almost had to call bullshit on the story because they had a picture of the couple and the kid, and I was looking, and I've been down to Bolivia. I was like, that girl's pretty good looking. I've never seen a girl in Bolivia that looks like that. I'm like,
I thought you were about to start that. Like, I was in Bolivia once, and that girl looks familiar. Maybe some night was a little,
Let me ask you this, Buke. Is that kid's middle name fucking?
Yes.
No.
Iron.
Well, and his friends are just going to call him Ron.
Yeah, hey, there you go.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think it's ridiculous if they were to take into consideration what an Iron Maiden really is.
Yeah.
Well, they may be fans of Duran Duran because his middle name is Duran, or it's Duran Ruiz. Is his
Why would they ruin that?
Yeah,
Iron Duran Maiden Ruiz. What is it?
Yeah,
but you know what though, guys? Thinking about it, if you're gonna name a child after a band, is there a better band to name your child after? No. Not
Dio.
to put you guys and not see exactly Dio, but you can't be named after a god. So.
What's interesting about it is when in the article where the father was describing, he was describing how much he loved Eddy and this and that, and then all the comments below the article are like, why didn't you just name him Eddy?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
And of course, it makes news headlines like, oh, how could these parents do that? Because you always hear celebrities name their kids these weird names, and like that couple who years ago named their kid like Adolf Hitler and stuff. Of course, this isn't in the same ballpark like that.
But what were your parents thinking when they named you Buke?
Mid vomit.
Think of the trouble they could have saved themselves if they just would have named that kid Rudolf Hitler. You know what I mean? And they could have been like, no, it's not quite. Come on, man.
There, sort of.
Anybody that has the last name Hitler is probably not going to keep it.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. So
Stan Hitler. like Frank Hitler.
Yeah. So Mr. Lordy of Lordy says that heavy metal is no longer the law of the land in Finland. It's all hip hop and rap now. I don't know
Perfect
about that,
time.
man.
Take a leak.
See a bunch of Finns getting drunk and freestyling or whatever they call that.
My note was sad. Make Finland metal again.
All caps.
All caps.
Make Finland metal again. Good one.
Holy shit! We should make those hats, guys. Just saying.
We know somebody that could sell this for us. So sell those for us over there.
We'll do that. We'll put like
chip.
Yeah.
You put the Metalheads podcast logo on one side, put the Rock and Roll Beer Guy on the other side, and just put "Make Finland Metal Again."
Think of this: Finland has Nightwish, who they have gone so far away from even any metal that they had. Children of Bodom, who is so pop. Stradivarius, I like them, but they're doing the same stuff over and over again. Sentence isn't even around anymore. Sonata Arctica,
I've got at least one on my list later.
Probably the biggest metal band I would say from Finland right now is Swallow the Sun.
Truth.
And maybe Amorphous.
Yeah, probably a little bit bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say in Insomnium and Moon Sorrow.
Yeah, so they still got the metal, but
it has the most metal bands per capita.
Yeah. All right.
Have you guys been there? Any of you actually been to Finland?
Yep, I have.
Yeah. Does it make you want to write metal riffs? Just being like walking on the street?
I was there in the summer, so it was just light out all the time.
Oh,
so it was the opposite.
Right. Oh, God.
Yeah. So our good buddy Tim Lambesis is apparently released from prison. When I say good buddy, I mean dickhead. And apparently he's been out for a couple of months now, and he's engaged to be married to some poor clueless woman who doesn't realize.
No, this is the woman that he was dating when he was trying to kill his wife. She knows exactly who he is.
Cuckoo.
Yeah, how do you give this guy a fucking ounce of anything?
I don't know.
He tried to hire a hitman to kill his wife.
And he's a Christian. Shit. End of story.
And remember, Will just said it. As I Lay Dying at their core was a Christian metal band.
Oh, but he's not Christian anymore. He's backtracking that now.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys read the George Lynch.
Satan made him do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Remember, he was blaming steroids.
Yeah. Did you read any of the George Lynch stuff? George Lynch tore him apart. 'Cause I guess, he's connected with George Lynch to some degree. I can't remember why, but not that I give a shit what George Lynch has to say, but I just thought it was interesting that he trashed him. So
don't be busting on Mr. Scary.
Oh, I don't. He doesn't bother me. I'm just, it's not like I get up every day and kiss the poster on my wall or anything. So
yeah.
This just shows you how prison is in this country. Wasn't his sentence years, and he served a fraction of it.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, enough time with this asshole. Let's move on to something actually interesting. So there's a book coming out in March that I've heard about it for, I swear, a couple of years now, and for whatever reason it never came out, or at least it hasn't been released over here. It's called Damn the Machine, and it's the story of Noise Records, which unless you came up in the 80s, you may not know them. I mean, they were in the 90s. I think they didn't actually die off until like 2000 or somewhere around there. But Noise Records in the 80s was the coolest shit. I mean, they had Voivod and Running Wild and Celtic Frost, and all the cool bands were on Noise. So I'm really looking forward to reading that.
Wow, so I read that completely wrong, because I thought when you put Noise Records, I thought you were referring to bands that make noise, like noise genre.
See?
And I was kind of like, that doesn't even sound interesting. Like, like I want to read it. Yeah, it's just it's feedback. That's all it is. Like noise, playing with knobs.
Right.
It was written by Arthur Rizek.
Hey, Eddie, it's okay. If your script notes are actually Z's, I understand.
Just like, no, don't care about that. Don't care about that.
You remember Arthur? Or was that a joke, or do you not remember Arthur?
I honestly don't. I know the name, but you need to fill me in.
Eternal Champion and
from the
Summerlands.
show.
Summerlands.
I'm sorry.
You interviewed him.
Sorry, Arthur.
Way to be part of the pod.
About 3 podcasts ago.
Jay, do you remember Chemist?
Mouth.
Yeah. Jeez.
Hey Jay, I'm John.
Chemist.
I'm with you guys on this podcast.
Yeah,
so.
it's John. Hi, I'm Buke. Jeez.
Where am I? Where am I?
Jay.
Yeah, let's go back to those old days. Sorry, Arthur. I know you're not listening, but
Sorry.
Well, he's not anymore.
I friended up with him on Facebook and everything.
Yeah, me too. That's what I remember. He's that guy on my feed.
But were you saying that he wrote the book, George? Is that what you're saying?
No, because remember when Arthur was on, he was talking about his love of noise music.
Okay.
It was a very obscure reference. I know. I'm
Don't
sorry.
act like that helps you out at all, Jay.
I'm just trying to get out of this moment, Buke, as bad as I can.
Here, let me help you out.
Okay, totally understand. Can we move on, please?
So Memoriam released a lyric video for their song Surrounded by Death from their forthcoming album. And if you're not familiar, Memoriam is a combination of Bolt Thrower, which is awesome, and Benediction, which is also pretty cool. Of course, the singing done by Carl from Bolt Thrower. And I liked it. I don't know if anybody else listened to it, but his vocals aren't quite as harsh as they were with Bolt Thrower.
I wonder if the Memoriam title is sort of a reference to the drummer a little bit.
It is.
It was, okay.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I had never heard of them before seeing the script, and I looked it up, and I liked it. It was a bit simple, but it was good.
It wasn't quite up to like Bolt Thrower standard, so I was like, I don't know.
You like Bolt Thrower, Eddy?
They're okay. I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but if they come on, I leave it on. It's not like I don't switch it off.
Another video that just came out, Nurgle from Behemoth, his side project, Me and That Man, released a second video called Ain't Much Lovin'. And I gotta tell you, man, first of all, it's really cool. And that's because I'm a huge Nick Cave fan. And Nurgle is really a dead ringer for Nick Cave. So he needs to start putting some of these cool, clean vocals on the Behemoth records. Wait for it. It's the sound of all the Behemoth fans burning me in effigy.
Hey, he should team up with Gaga. That would be great.
Just kidding. No way. They don't need that on the Behemoth, but it is really cool.
Well, he's not that cool, so he'll have to go with Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Did I mention I'm going to see Katy Perry?
Yeah. I'll tell you, I really enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it because I love Behemoth, and then I was just like, oh, come on, really? But it was good. It was really good, and I don't like Nick Cave.
Oh, well.
And then I don't. Not that it's bad.
It was nice having Eddy on, and moving on.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I listened to a few songs somebody was recommending to me, and I just couldn't get into it. It was just really weird.
Well, some of his really early stuff is kind of weird, but like anything from like I can't even think of a year, but like anything after like the first 4 albums or so is a lot different than the earlier stuff. So it depends on what you listen to.
That might be the issue. I heard some of the earlier stuff, so maybe I'll give it another shot. Listen to some of the older things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't like the Nurgle thing as much as the first one, but I'm still very interested to hear the record and everything. I thought the first song was really cool.
Yeah,
the second one's fine. It's just
I need to get that Behemoth beer, man. I have a extensive collection of band beers.
They're hard to get.
Yeah.
Have you ever had one, Will? Have you got them? Because I know if anybody's...
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay, cool. Because, I don't think anybody's has imported those, at least. Well, I have never seen one, but...
We'll get to it in a minute.
Okay. I thought it was such an interesting and strange development. Marduk was playing here, and I was half considering going because it's a venue that I like, and it's not far from my house. Anyway, and they canceled it because the chief of police wrote a letter to the venue suggesting that it was a bad idea for them to play because we just went through this whole thing here where, UC campus was burning down because Yarny Mupapolopoulos or whatever that fucking guy's name is. Does somebody know his name? Because I honestly don't know it.
No, Yana Yapanopoulos.
There you go. Let's go with it. That guy was going to speak at UC, and there was a bunch of riots, and it got ugly, and there were fires and stuff. So the chief of police reached out to this venue and said, I don't know if I like this kind of like Nazi type thing coming through here, and they canceled the show.
Not Nazi type thing. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, no, hey, that was his words, not mine. And
I know it's not you.
I'm not quoting anybody, but yeah, and that was just such a weird development. I'm not personally angry or anything. It's just, I don't know, sign of the times or something like that.
I'm angry for the free speech aspect of it. It's bullshit.
Well, I agree. I also think it was a miscalculation on the police chief's part because I don't think that would have happened. I don't think anybody's going to.
No, it's a metal show.
I thought that I read that there were some groups that were going to protest the show.
I apologize.
I could be wrong.
I should read more than just headlines.
I thought I read that there was a concern that was going to happen because what are they called, the black hats or whatever right now that just show up and just stir up shit everywhere. So
the ones who did the thing in UC and
I think they're called. I refer to them as moving targets.
That's sniper speak.
I'm being nice, Will.
But they, it was just sort of weird. It was sort of weird to see that happen. I don't recall that happening in the Bay Area as long as I've been here, that some show was canceled under such circumstances. And again, I don't know if I was going to go or not, but I was thinking about it. It was like one of those, it's a real cool little venue. I love it. And it's the kind of place you can walk up and pay day of price and it's no big deal. And I've never seen them. So anyway, weird. Show canceled.
So this next one is, I'm sure Eddy, he mentioned it earlier, was kind of like scratching his head as to why the fuck is this on their script? And this is from my buddy Buke. This goes out to him from our last episode.
It's on the script.
Linkin Park released their new single called Heavy. And it is not. They relinquished the last vestige of anything remotely heavy or even rock related. This was total pop candy. Not even rock at all.
George, I just want to give a big fuck you for even making me watch that.
I didn't make you watch it.
You had to go check it out.
But the thing is, though, Will, you know what you're dipping your toe into, though.
Wait, Will, you fell for that?
Yeah.
I didn't watch.
I'm trying to be professional. I try and read all the news stories. And
But I mean, even for fucking Linkin Park,
John,
isn't that really pathetic?
Yeah, I did show prep. I didn't watch, so I can come with a really pissed off approach to it, you know?
I just thought it was hilarious. I was like, what is this?
We all know Linkin Park. I forget the topic when we were mentioning them. It was that Facebook post that we were mentioning.
It was the bands that inspired you when you were a teenager.
Yeah, I didn't listen to a lot of music, but Linkin Park was what I listened to.
I listened to some of it too back then.
I'm still a young cat, okay? I know I'm the sexiest one here in the pod, but Linkin Park was my, what I listened to in my high school years.
Yep.
And I know it's hard for you guys to say this, but you have to admit Linkin Park, is one of the few stadium acts still going right now. Oh, so maybe this is Linkin Park trying to stay
relevant.
Current, relevant.
No, I'm sure it is. Because
let's be honest. Kids today, as I'm holding my daughter, she doesn't listen to music yet, but kids today don't even listen to real music. They listen to electronic, drum and bass, all that crap.
Gaga beats the shit out of Linkin Park. Just saying.
I have a little story about Linkin Park, if I can say it.
Lay it out.
Are they related to you and family, and we just insulted them?
I'm actually Mike Shinoda.
No, damn it! God. Hey, you even know his name.
Wild. That would be
wow. I'm the dude. I'm actually the guitar player with the headphones, right? Is it the drummer? I don't know. Whatever.
It's the bass.
But many years ago, when their first album came out, I was going to concerts with a group of friends, and we would call each other the Wrecking Crew. We would wear boots and mouth guards, and we would just go and just jump in the pit, and regardless of whatever band was performing in the background, we just wanted to rage out and whatever.
I love the mouth guards.
And one night, I vaguely remember what happened, but I got trucked really hard, and then there was the sea of people started stepping on me and falling over on top of me or whatever, and I passed out. And then I woke up on the floor. There was a cop ripping open my shirt and trying to bring me back to life, I guess, or whatever.
Awesome, dude.
And the band had stopped the show, and they were waiting to see if I was dead. Everybody was just is that guy okay? And then once I got back up on my feet, they were all right, awesome, and they just kept playing. I'm
wait,
and it was Linkin Park.
Did you get a T-shirt from the band at least?
No, fuck them.
And I assume you're saying this was a Linkin Park show.
Well, no, it was one of so Florida had these big radio festivals. It would just be all kinds of bands, Disturbed and Linkin Park and whatever. And we would just go to all of them, regardless of who was playing, because we didn't really care. We just wanted heavy noise so we can go rage out in the pit.
Sure. Yeah, but I know how these punks are. Yeah, you wanted to go there and act like you didn't like it, right? You were waiting to get down with the sickness. I know.
Oh, totally. I was the one part that he sings in Spanish. I'm La Gente from the Barrio.
Yeah.
God, awful Spanish in that song.
Awful everything.
Well, yeah.
All right, I've got one last thing I just wanted to add before we move on. I want to give a shout out to Shyle Magonar for signing with Napalm Records, and they're going to be reissuing their album Emergence. We featured them on one of our early episodes, and they're a killer band, so you can probably find it somewhere now, but if not, when it gets reissued, definitely check it out. It's some cool stuff. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we will be back with something new.
This is Zach, and this is Dan, and we're in Chemist, and you're listening to the Metalheads podcast.
All right, we're back, and we've got a new segment for you. It's still in its embryonic stages, but for the moment, we're calling that Brewheads News with Will. Give you your beer picks.
Yeah, and it's a perfect episode to sort of debut this because we got Eddy on, the RocknRoll Beer Guy.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, there was it was kind of interesting. There was some news recently on all the heavy metal websites about Behemoth coming out with a new beer, their own first beer. I was like, wait a minute, I think I've seen Behemoth come out with a beer before. And so really, so Behemoth has come out with a line of beers, 4 beers from a band, from a brewery called Perun, which is in Poland. And so this brewery, it's in the city of Piaźniano or something like that. I'll let Butte pronounce that one. But it's just south of Warsaw. But this brewery, Perun, started off as a contract brewery, and they were making some Behemoth beers. And I think they got their own brewery now. But yeah, they've made 4 beers now for Behemoth. And the one that everyone kind of was talking about recently was this, the Sacrum Belgian IPA. I don't think it's really new. I think the news is that they're opening up for exports now, which is what, Jay, when you were asking about. But I didn't see anything about exporting to the United States. So I think it's mostly just in Europe at this point. So they're exporting from Europe to Europe, if that's even a thing, I guess. Anyway, I don't even know where I was, but so...
You're saying the beer names. Or beers.
The brewery, Perun, they make Profoundum Black IPA for Behemoth. It's the Sacrum Belgian IPA, Heretic American Amber Ale, and the Baphomet Russian Imperial Stout. And these all go under the Behemoth sort of label. And you can check it out online and stuff. But so I have to give credit to Behemoth because they actually have a pretty cool YouTube video out. It's all in black and white. It's all shot very film noir kind of thing. And so, the guys in the band Behemoth, they go to the brewery, they check it out. They're drinking beer there. I don't think they were really actually doing any work to brew the beer, but they're just not slapping their name on a beer, like AC/DC or Metallica does. So, there's some involvement there.
They showed up. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Are they going to come and pour the beer like Dave Mustaine is for us?
Speaking of which, what do you guys drink? Speaking of Dave Mustaine, I'm drinking Toot Le Moon.
I am drinking Bravo Imperial Brown Ale from Firestone Walker. Just came out 2017.
George?
I'm still drinking the Duchess.
It's not all
George is still looking for a paper bag.
Okay, I think John may be the only one here to get this, but as the Opeth fan, I'm drinking Heir Apparent.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh,
there you go.
Nice.
By
Licking Hole Creek.
God, you guys are amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's their like Mexican hot chocolate beer thing.
You do it better than I can. That's it.
Have you tried the Opeth beer?
Which one?
The stout, the 20-something anniversary.
We have, and Will and I are going to drink it again soon, hopefully.
Nice.
I hear that it's pretty heavy when you start it, but it gets really light by the time you finish the bottle.
Well,
it's got a really weak finish.
And it finishes with puke tears.
Hey, Jay, we found that with the first one, but we let it age for a while to see what would happen.
Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, well, that's
might be super fucking heavy now.
I had the pleasure of meeting those dudes here in Long Beach before their show, and I took my bottle. I had one of the bottles of that stout, and Michael, I don't know. How do you say his name? Michael was like, "How did you get this?" Because I got one bottle of this and I had drank it with my dad. And I'm like, I know some people.
That's funny because I got 4 of them.
I'm like, I don't know. They sent me 2 bottles from the brewery, so thank you.
Nice.
They have another one out. They have the pale ale, the communion pale ale. So which we are supposed to at some point get in the States, but it hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah. So I think the Behemoth beer, I think eventually they do want to export it to the United States, but I think right now it's just Europe.
I hope so because I want to try it. I want to have one of the bottles and stuff. I really actually like that band quite a bit, and I like to get the metal beers like you guys do. So, but I've never seen that anywhere.
Yeah. And just to round this out, the next Brewheads I'm trying to do the Wake Up Dead Stout, which we've all had multiple times on the podcast. Yep. Sorry, I got to remove my tiara.
May I just say, if you are in the dark about what we're talking to and you just found our pod, Will here does an excellent column at wearemetalheads.com called Brewheads. He writes a nice editorial piece about a heavy metal themed beer. And with his experience in the field, it's amazing stuff.
And I believe the banner image on the page actually has Wake Up Dead in it.
Yeah, I think it does, yeah. So I got the barrel-aged version from 2012 from my buddy Lou, and I went over to Metal Chris's house during the Super Bowl, and a whole bunch of metalheads watched the Super Bowl and drank some barrel-aged Wake Up Dead. I have all their tasting notes, so this is kind of like a... tasting note Brewheads by committee. This one will be, and I'm trying to reach out to Megadeth and reach out to Left Hand Brewing Company to kind of get some feedback for this one. So we'll see.
Cool.
Right on. Look forward to that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our new releases.
This week's new releases, here they are. Spend your hard-earned money now.
Can I bring up the fact that I've only heard of one of these bands?
Which one?
Overkill doesn't count. Everyone's heard of them.
Oh, yeah. I'm not counting Overkill, but Galactic Empire was the only other one that I had heard about.
Nice.
But yeah.
All right, well. No, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. First up, we have Ashenspire and their album Speak Not of the Laudanum Quandary. I believe they're a Scottish band, and it's listed as black metal, yet there is nary a harsh vocal on there. It's the singer reminds me of Dodd Heimsgard sometimes. The way he's, at least on the last album, where he's got this kind of wild, hysterical, sort of clean vocal. He does this for the whole album. So while I like what they're doing...
That's a great way to describe it, George.
It got a little old after a while. So, but
kind of reminded me of Tim Curry.
There you go. That too.
Very theatrical. I was kind of like, what the hell is going on with this?
Yep.
But it's not bad. It could get old for sure.
Yeah. In small doses, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the new Black Star Riders album, Heavy Fire. I think this is their third album. I don't think I know this is their third album. And for those that aren't aware, this is sort of like Thin Lizzy without any of the members.
No, Scott Gorham.
The one guitarist.
I know. I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm generalizing. Scott Gorham and the bunch of Thin.
George is trying to be funny.
And the Thin Lizzy replacement guys. So, I'm not knocking them.
It's Thin Lizzy without Phil Lynott is what it is. I mean, basically.
Yeah, or Gary Moore.
Well, yeah. Unless you get a Ouija board and amplifier. But I mean,
yeah. But anyway.
How far back are we going?
But I'm actually not trying to knock them because I actually kind of like them. Although I like this album less than their last one.
No, they're all right. They're not bad.
They're all right. Yeah, I circled it a little bit because George, I know you like the last ones. And, so I listened to it. It just makes me wish there was a new Thin Lizzy record, but there won't be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I like to hear Scott Gorham play guitar, so it's cool that he's doing something.
Yep.
It's good bar music.
Yeah. When I need something that's not quite so heavy to like crank in the car and just be like, I dig it.
Yeah. So basically what George says when you're on your way to a Gaga show.
Yeah,
perfect for that.
Something that's a little mellower, that doesn't get you all excited and stuff when you get there.
You're drinking a Coors Light, you want to kind of hang
out. Whoa. You watch your filthy mouth, John.
It's only acceptable in Denver.
No. Hey, Eddie, I will say this. I'm a Coors Light guy through and through. Okay? We don't talk about my Coors Light here.
As he laughs mockingly in Buke's face. Shakes his head.
Don't worry, so do we.
I'll drink a Coors Light in Denver, and that's it. Like, if I'm in Denver, I'll do it. But
I won't even drink it in Denver.
Yeah. So this next one, Jay brought to my attention. This is the new Dope Lord album called Children of the Haze. And I was not listening to them because I was confusing them with all the other dope named bands, and I thought they were Dope Throne, but no, they are Dope Lord, and they're actually really cool. And I'm going to let Jay talk about it.
That's a good record. I mean, it's sort of like a not quite as fuzzy Electric Wizard and catchier too. There's like good hooks to the vocals and things. It's a really good record. This is the first record I've heard this year that's going to definitely be on my year-end list. There's just something kind of clever about them. They're Polish, by the way. Which you would never know based on anything about it because their English is really good and the songs and that kind of thing. Yeah, I highly recommend it. I think it's a good kind of doomy. Electric Wizard is probably the closest relative, but they're more accessible than that somehow.
And better.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm an Electric Wizard fan, but I think if the best thing I can say is this is definitely going to be on my list. It's I've listened to it quite a bit since it came out.
There's actually,
George said it best. Sorry to interrupt you, George. For all the dope bands or the stoner, the Mono Lords, the Conans, what you're getting with this.
Well, there's just a ton of bands named Dope something, Dope Lord, Dope Throne, Dope Smoker, Dope Priest, Dope whatever, and so it's kind of hard to keep them straight.
Dope?
Big fat dope.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah.
You spin me
Dope.
right round.
Yeah,
Anybody
there
like
you go.
that cover song?
Yeah. So if you're gonna use something that's used so much, it's kind of hard to keep it all straight. But
Absolutely. And I don't even know what made me. I was just looking around Bandcamp one day and ran into this, and like this, a few notes in, I was like, okay, interesting. And then it gets interesting. The whole thing. It's a multifaceted record. It's not all just one particular type of thing. Anyway.
Yeah, I picked this one up. I really like it.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
I
I'm glad to
picked-
hear it because it's worth your time.
I picked it up too. I really like the vocals. I fucking hate the name more than anything in my life. That is the worst name for a band
it is. It really is.
I've ever heard.
Yeah, I can see that.
I will, Eddie. I will give you that. All these dope bands are like Cannabis Corpse. It's just like, guys, it's not. Just stop already.
Look, it's not
we
even.
get it.
It's
You
not
like
even
weed.
about the.
Like
It's
all
not
the
even
ones with
about
bong on
the. Yeah, it's not even about the weed connotations to me. Like when I hear Dope Lord, I think of some douchebag in Miami like, it's dope. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. It's just kind of dumb.
Or Poland.
Well, Jay mentioned that this was going to definitely be on his list, and I got to say, I think I've got like 4 albums that are going to be mentioned throughout the course of this podcast that are now on my list. There's a lot of good music right now.
Yeah, I have to say, 2017 starting strong.
Yeah, and in fact, this next one is probably going to be on my list. It's called Ever Circling.
Hold on. Wait. It is February 19th. Let's not make bold statements like that, George.
No, it'll probably be on my list at mid-year anyway. Maybe not at the end.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's pretty bold to say.
I'm a bold sort of fellow. I'm kind of cheeky like that. So this is called Ever Circling Wolves, and the album is called Of Woe, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Gloom. And this album really surprised me. Greg, our listener Greg, actually sent us this album, and I started playing the first song, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what it's about. And I was just kind of like, in the back of my mind, I was like, it's all right. But I must have left it playing, and like a couple songs in, it really kind of changed. They started using all these clean vocals, and there was just a lot of like long instrumental passages that were almost like proggy. And I was like, wow, this is not the record I thought it was.
Post-metal-y, even, I would say, George. It's sort of like a weird mix between like Ahab and ISIS and a few other things. I mean, it's sludgy. I mean, but it's more post-metal than metal, and I hate to use that term, but it's one of the cooler things that's in the box right now. I'll say that.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, and so I snapped that up right away.
Well, I'm gonna make a note now because my note was I was thrown off by the vocals. I heard like the first couple tracks, and I was just kind of like, nah.
It's just that's what I thought too. It's just like they're harsh vocals, and they're just not all that interesting. But they really mix it up after I think I can't think of the name of the song. Haunted, I think maybe is like start with Haunted and then go from there.
Okay.
Who can if somebody, it's not that obscure, so somebody better get this, but who can say what that is? The reference, the subtitle is a reference to.
It's the movie How the High Learned to Love the Bomb or whatever.
Dr. Strangelove.
Strangelove, yeah.
Okay, I figured you'd all get it, but I just wanted to make sure that we're not all idiots.
John hasn't spoken up a lot today, but when he does, it's right there with the nerd. I love it.
Don't worry, Buke. I'm saving all my love for you later on.
Oh,
Speaking of nerds,
It's going to be your number one. I know it is.
Speaking of nerds, this next one, I totally dig this one. This is the self-titled debut album from Galactic Empire, which I believe we've mentioned on here before.
we talked.
They do heavy metal cover songs of theme music from the Star Wars movies. They get dressed up as Darth Vader and various stormtroopers and Imperial guards. And do funny antics while they're playing this killer music.
I have to say this. Full disclosure, I am the biggest Star Wars fan, but this stuff to me...
More so than an Opeth fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, let's not make bold statements like that, okay?
Yeah, bold.
This is awesome, but after a couple times, you're like, yep. I'm never going to listen to that again.
Well, it's a novelty.
It is a novelty, yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Trans-Siberian Orchestra. That's the kind of musical style it is.
Yeah, it's pretty slick and produced and...
Yeah, but it's cool.
One note, my fiance brought up. We were watching the video, their debut video or whatever for the Imperial March, and she brought something up that it was as a nerd I never really thought about. It's like we've never really seen the Red Imperial Guards do anything cool. They always just stand around.
Yeah,
like I want to see them fucking wreck somebody. You know what I mean? But they never do anything.
It's because they're like, we guard the Emperor. He doesn't really need us.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
He can kick all our asses, so we're just ornamental.
Just stand there. We're holding your stick.
Yeah. Next
Still look badass to holding that stick.
Yeah.
No, Eddie and John is actually a force pike. Get it right.
Maybe you are a bigger
They're my
fan than I
favorite.
am.
They're my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. So
Really?
yeah, the Imperial Guard are.
Okay.
Why? Because they never did anything.
But they don't do anything.
I will tell you why. My two favorite characters have done nothing in the whole movies. IG-88 was one of the droids sent to capture Han, and the Imperial Guard because they just look so badass.
You know who my favorite character is? That stormtrooper that hits his head when they come through the door.
Yeah. Dunk. Aren't you a little short for a
like
stormtrooper? Well, you
love
kind
it.
of got to
That's
be
your-
around here with the fucking doors that don't come down all the way.
It just kills me that those are your favorites. That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, next up, a band called Glossen, and their full-length debut, I don't know, Gryman? I don't know how to say it. Yeah. They did an EP, I don't know if it was last year before, that was really cool. And so when I saw this was coming out, I snagged it right up. And it's kind of sludgy, doomy, heavy. I don't know. I thought I made some notes, and they don't appear to be here, so maybe that was in a different version of the script. But
I really enjoyed the music was really great. I don't like the vocals.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's that's all I wrote. Like really great music, didn't like the vocals.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Next, we have Nailed to Obscurity in their latest album, King Delusion. I know Will was liking this one.
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, I do. I'm really digging this one. Like it a lot.
It's like Death Doom, which we haven't heard that much of lately. I don't know if Death Doom's going away, but last year I didn't hear all that much. So I'm glad.
Don't
to hear
worry,
something.
November's Doom's got a new album coming out, so that hopefully will alleviate a little bit of that.
Nice. But yeah, I like this one too. All right, next one is another one that's got to be on my list this year. The new, and I don't know if it's pronounced like this, but I'm going to go with it, Nadinger. And they're it could be Nightinger, could be Nadinger. I don't know.
Can I say that I spoke to our friend Galen of Inferior Brewer and Trap Them, and he said, "Buke, mark my word, album of the year."
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay. All right.
And this is called The High Heat Licks Against Heaven, and it is brilliant. I've been playing the hell out of this one. So yeah, definitely list potential. Anyway, I don't want to be too bold, but list potential.
I listened to it. I just got to give it some more time. I only had it on for like 20 minutes, maybe.
Yeah,
15
you got to do the
minutes.
headphone thing with it. It's like
you were telling me that.
I played it on my computer after I had already decided I liked it, and I was like, "Ooh, wait, was I wrong about this?" And so then I started over, put the headphones on, and it's just something about the production doesn't translate to computer speakers.
It's and it's so funny because that cover looks like a mix between the Amorphous cover, the last record, and the Psychroptic record. I could easily
totally.
mistake it for
You know,
you.
Jay, I thought the same thing when I saw that cover.
And Shamash.
Yeah.
And Blue
There's
Dow's
some
Snore.
artists out there doing that.
It's like a style.
Yeah, it's a style. Yeah.
Next up, we have Ordos and House of the Dead. I definitely am missing some notes here because I remember going, like, these guys are like Swedish, I think. I remember writing that down somewhere, and it's not on my list here.
I'm liking this album a lot.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. More Doom. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard them referred to as this year's Monolord in terms of popularity, but whatever. I mean, it's got some cool Doom moments. It's got some cool stoner metal moments. The singer's kind of got a little bit of an evil voice here when he goes to the harsh vocals. It's cool.
Yeah,
I dig it, man. I'm picking it up. I put it's super sick. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. It's and give it a full spin because it just keeps growing on you as the album keeps going on. I think so.
And this is what again?
Ordos.
Yeah.
Or however you say it. So many of these are. And
Buke, if you like Monolord, and I know you do because you and I liked them a lot. And I know Will likes them. You'll dig this.
All right, and this next one's just sort of a token nod, Overkill release to the grinding wheel. You know, if you like Overkill, you're probably not going to go wrong with it. It's more of the same. It's not bad. And
fucking ridiculous that these guys still have a fucking following in 2017.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Shut your filthy little mouth.
You want Overkill? You want Lady Gaga singing with Metallica? What do you want?
These guys, you know what though? Has the singer been hitting the fucking gym or what? I tell you what, no.
He's a wiry little fella, isn't he?
No, George and I saw them live years ago, and he was wiry, tiny, looked like strung out junkie. You see their new music video,
He's getting defined.
He's getting defined. He's big.
Maybe he's
You're
doing
like,
jujitsu.
what?
Dude, Buki's been lifting with John Petrucci.
You're like, what the hell is going on here? You know, an earlier callback, you think, has he called Dave from
Is he hanging out with George Lynch too?
Yeah.
All those guys have been lifting.
Yeah, he's big now. So, yeah, you know what you're getting with Overkill. If you like the Overkill thrash, I don't like him. I don't like his voice.
Yeah.
I tell you, I'm a mixed fan, but I agree with you. It's just his voice just never has really stuck well with me.
I love the early albums.
Do you guys like Exodus?
Yes.
I don't like Steve Zetro.
There you go, Jay. That's why we have you on the pod. You say the hard-hitting shit.
It's okay. While we're looking for a replacement for Jay.
I'm like the only guy who likes Bob.
Hold on, George. If you had to say, George. If you had to pick Overkill or Exodus, who you going with?
Which version of Exodus?
It doesn't make a difference. That's not the question. Overkill or Exodus?
Okay. Well, what is the what is the question? As in, like, if I could only have one album from each band, or
one band will never exist anymore,
and the other band does.
Yep, the other band does.
I'd have to go Exodus.
Wow.
Wait, you prefer Exodus over Overkill, or you want to get rid of Exodus?
No, well,
he prefers Exodus.
It's so tough because honestly, they're kind of neck and neck with me.
Your statement.
I mean,
yeah,
you know,
because I thought you would have picked Overkill.
Well, like
George,
taking over and Years of Decay are fabulous.
Never exist. One of these bands never exists anymore.
But man, Bonded by Blood is classic, and Pleasures of the Flesh is pretty good. Fabulous Disaster is pretty cool.
Shovelhead Kill Machine is awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I like Rob Duke's albums.
even the Rob Duke stuff is pretty cool. So
I actually prefer Exodus with Rob Duke.
Me too. Believe it or not, I was like apparently the other guy who was sorry he left. I just found out I'm not alone.
Wow. Well, that was a lot more time than I thought we were going to spend on Overkill.
We weren't really talking about them. So
for the record, I love the album. It'll definitely make my list.
Right
I love Overkill. I've loved them from first album. So
excellent. We don't care what you say. Fuck you.
Exactly. You.
Yeah, well, they will not make mine.
There you go.
It's okay. They're before your time. We understand.
Yeah, because they're clearly not as good as Glory Hammer.
Eddie, do you have any power metal love at all in your heart?
No.
That was not the answer I was hoping for, Eddie.
You let go of the driftwood, and he sank down into the ocean with the Titanic.
You know, some people consider Killswitch to be kind of power metal-y.
What?
So, I've gotten that from some people. So if Killswitch is power metal, then yeah, sure. But I'm not big into the you can
vocals. Do that really well, you oughta.
Wow, but apparently you can. Wow.
Maybe you should reconsider.
Yeah, Eddie with the rock scream. You ever thought about starting a power metal band, Eddie?
Oh no, not at all.
Okay, George, what's up next, brother?
Well, this next one, I really hope you've listened to it, Butte, because I think you'd like it. It's the new Soen album, Lycaea, which, as you probably should know, Butte, and if you don't, is the Martin Lopez band.
Oh, yeah, brother.
And I got to say, I'm digging this album a lot.
Can I say something about Martin Lopez that Jay messaged me for? John, did you realize Martin Lopez was in Amon Amarth?
Yeah, first album.
Yeah, I never realized that.
Yeah. It was a surprise.
Jay messaged me to that, and you ever get like a text message and like you turn your head at like a 45 like a dog hearing a high-pitched sound? You're like,
He's an idiot.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was a surprise. I saw it in a little interview with Mark with him in reference to this new record, and he was saying how those other bands, he said Opeth and Amon Amarth, were really somebody else's bands, and I thought, what? Yeah, for me too.
Yeah, and he basically wants to just run things on his own time. On Lopez time, and I get it. That's why.
Can I just say I love him? He just like Cliff with Metallica changed when Cliff left. I swear to you, I think Lopez was was a turning point for Opeth, and he brought something special to that band.
Yeah, John, let me ask you this, John, as somebody who's intimately met the band and hung out with them, how was his personality with the rest of the guys?
He's fine. Yeah. I mean, when I met him a couple times, he was fine. I just
didn't he. I mean, I don't mean to talk. I mean, this was all in the press, so I don't. It's whatever. But didn't he have like a sort of anxiety disorder or something that kind of really caused him some trouble, and he had to drop out of a tour or something, or what was the deal?
I think he kind of said it with that interview, Jay, like you were saying about the new album.
It's just that
he just wants to do things on his pace, his way, and he's got.
I remember he was coming when they did the. I want to say it was the Porcupine Tree tour, and he couldn't. They had to put off some of their early dates or something because he couldn't come over. What was it?
No, it was the Sounds of the Underground tour in 2005, I think it was, where
it's like a blood
Gene
disorder.
Hoglan actually had to replace him on some of the shows.
That's right.
And then they brought in Axe to replace Gene after that.
But I felt like the implication was that he had an anxiety problem, and
that's what I saw in the news too. There was like an anxiety thing.
I have never ever once talked to him about it or anyone else in the band about it. I think he wants it to be on his terms, his band kind of thing.
It's a great drummer. He's a
I think it goes without saying. If you like Martin Lopez, he made me a fan on his drumming on Blackwater Park, Deliverance.
Especially Deliverance. He does some neat things on that record.
His drumming on Deliverance alone made me a fan.
And the funny thing is I think he's better on Still Life because he incorporates all the jazz intricacies in there. It's not just all blast beats and metal.
And you can hear that he's Portuguese or Spanish or whatever it is. Like there's a little bit of influence there that he throws in.
He's from Sweden, but he's Uruguayan, and he lived in Uruguay for a while. He's back and forth, and he's all over,
But it's got that little flavor to it, you know what I mean? And it's cool that we're talking about this guy from it, by the way, because really he's like one of those guys that just he looms large in the metal world to me, and he's one of those guys that when he left the band, I was really disappointed that he left, because he just took out as an exemplary addition to that band to me. And then apparently so I'm on a Marth. So now I know.
Yeah, which he was in before he joined Opeth. So
I cannot believe Once from Golden Hall. I never fucking knew that.
Once from the Golden Hall? What was it called?
The Amon Amarth album.
Yeah, the Amon Amarth album. One cent from Golden Hall.
I was just waiting for you to use all the words.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to shorten it here.
Once the Hall.
Brevity, please.
Good for him though for 3 albums now. You know, he's got his band going. So
it's awesome.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. The Soen album. I picked it up. So good.
Cool.
Next up is a band called The Suicider, and their second album, I believe.
You know what I think, George, when I hear that.
Yes, I'm getting to that. The album's called Never Alive, and their first album came out way back in 2010 called Death Surround. These guys are a Russian band, and if you didn't notice it from their name, The Suicider, they are hugely influenced by the band Sentenced. The Suicider being the name of a Sentenced song, and they sound a hell of a lot like Sentenced. Not quite as good as Sentenced, unfortunately, but still not bad. I mean, for that style of music. I gotta admit, I didn't really love this one, but I picked it up just because, there's no Sentenced anymore. This is as close as I'm gonna get.
I listened to this very briefly, and my notes are power metal as sung by Dave Mustaine.
That makes perfect sense why my notes are bad vocals.
Yeah, well,
not a fan.
The vocals are very much Sentence-esque, but not as good. So, speaking of bands that sound like other bands, our last new release is a band called Yggdrasil and their album All Shall Burn. This is another one I got from Greg, and this is like Amon Amarth doing tech death.
My notes are literally symphonic death metal like Amon Amarth.
Yeah. So, Buke, did you like this at all? Being a Amon Amarth fan and a tech death fan?
George, you know my wheelhouse. This is right in it, buddy.
Yeah, I thought you would. I like it too. It's not as cool as Amon Amarth, but it's not bad. It's cool. I dig it. I bought it. All right, let's move on to our list. Now, last time we shook things up a little bit, doing things differently, and we're going to do that this time as well. I was talking to John about trying to come up with list ideas, and he actually gave me the idea of putting a bunch of years in a random year generator, and then whatever it spits out, we do our top albums for that year. So credit to John for this one. And so I took 1970 to 2012.
Don't they?
Jesus
Christ. I'm sorry, George.
Sorry.
My God.
I took 1970 to 2012, plugged them in, and we came out with 1988.
Yeah, and by the way, John, kudos to you. This is a great idea. And damn, 1988, the first one? I mean, it's Jesus. I started looking at what came out in 1988, and it's like 100 awesome albums.
It's sort of a transitional year, though. At least for me, it was, because it was like extreme. Well, you know what? We'll talk to it when we get to our lists.
Yeah, I actually was like, dude, I think we need to make this 10 because I can't even do 10. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 honorable mentions plus about 8 or 9 more that if I can cram them in there, I'm going to mention them too, unless somebody else already calls them out. So the way we do this, we start with our guest. He gives his number 5. We go from there to John, from there to Will, and then Jay, Buke, and then myself, and then we go back around to Eddy and do 4 and just work our way down. So Eddy, number 5.
Well, I'm going to make this easy for you. Numbers 1 through 5 are "And Justice for All."
Ah!
Not even.
No, I'm kidding. No, number 5, I put Slick Rick's "The Great Adventures of Slick Rick."
What?
I grew up in Miami, man. I like Slick Rick.
Hey, own it, man, own it.
Eddie, you are the brand new Buke. I bow to you, sir. Oh, that was awesome.
All right, John.
All right, I'm going to preface mine by saying that all my honorable mentions are going to be mentioned by everybody else because I can guarantee you I might have one on my list that you guys have.
Okay.
So, and quite frankly,
I know what yours.
I really don't give a flying fuck what anybody thinks, but nonetheless, I'm going to break George's
apparently
heart.
neither does Eddy.
Yeah, and you're fucking number 1. If it's Queensryche, I'm fucking disowning you from my friendship.
It's a great album, dude.
Well,
I saw that tour opening for Metallica on Injustice for All.
Well, Buke, take a hike, brother, because it's coming your way. I'm going to break George's heart with this album because he'll know what I mean by this. My number 5 is Fate's Warning, No Exit. It's the album that killed George because John Arch wasn't there.
Yeah, I knew you were going to put that on there.
John, what is the long track on this album? That is killer.
What do you mean?
The
long track. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just going to get to that, Buke. I am not a fan of the vocals on this album. I actually think it's his worst album for singing. But the long track, the Ivory Gate. Ivory Gate, I can't even think of the title now. I'm drinking beers. The long track on the album is the standout for it. So I'll get it to you here in a second. But nonetheless, go on, move on. I'm drinking. So
all right,
get this guy off the pod.
Yeah. No, you got to let me do my number 1 first to piss you off.
All right, well,
the long track, which I heard, the Ivory Gates of Dreams, amazing.
Yes, it's an actual epic for prog metal fans. That song. So,
question: are we doing our honorable mentions now, or
at the end?
What are we doing
at the end?
Okay, mine are not. Mine are kind of in a loose order. But my number 5, just because I have it listed as number 5, Testament, The New Order.
Mm-hmm.
I figured you'd be on your list. You've mentioned it many times.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yep. All right, Jay.
Buke, I'm sorry. You just had to be there, dude. This was a big deal when it came out. Operation Mindcrime.
Yes.
I was a big fan of them from the first record, and then Operation Mindcrime. That was the end of it for me. That was the last one.
Yeah,
it was pretty much started and ended with Mindcrime for me.
I liked the EP. I liked the Warning. I thought Rage for Order was a really cool, weird move forward. And when that came out, man, I remember Bruce Dickinson, because as another album on my list we'll talk about came out this year, and Bruce Dickinson said when he heard it, he said, "Well, there goes the Neighborhood," because they had tried to do something a little bit like a theme album that year.
It was just massive when it came out. It was huge.
It was awesome. I remember just thinking this is like one of the best things I've heard in a while, and I was really getting an extreme metal at the time. So for me to come back to it was so. Anyway,
when I saw them open,
hey, Jay, remember how we play Xbox and stuff together? And remember how in a couple weeks you're gonna stay at my house? Yeah, you hit the fucking bricks.
I was afraid of that.
It sounded like there's only one person with the problem here, and everybody else is cool with it.
By the way, Buke, that's like the worst threat ever. Jake's like, "Oh God, thank God I don't have to go over his house."
Yeah. There's only 3 other houses you could stay at.
Yeah, exactly.
But I remember just being wowed by it. I was just like, "Wow, this is a neat record."
Yeah. My God, I can't wait till you guys. I would have loved to have seen you guys when you heard "Pull Me Under" for the first time.
Oh, I get fucking over that song. There's more than one song from Dream Theater. Fuck.
But that was the first song to hear when Dream Theater first came came out.
like 1992.
Yeah, but it was awesome.
You guys dream tour, Queensryche Dream Theater.
Oh God,
No,
go
man,
back and listen.
Rainbows
to
and fairies.
Hey, are you going to the Linkin Park tour?
Queensryche opened up for Metallica on the Justice tour, and they took it hard from the fans, man. They were getting bombarded with stuff.
What were you listening to in 1988, Buke? The
Probably
Spider.
Lullabies.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
It's funny now that you're 34, you're listening to it again.
Well, Duke is next. Let's find out. What's your number 5, Duke?
Boys, my number 5 is a band that I found actually after I met Will. And Will being the big thrash guy, Will had mentioned this early on. And I started getting into more early thrash from him. This is a band from the Bay Area called Violence.
Ooh, yay, Eternal Nightmare.
And their title, Eternal Nightmare.
Nice.
This was, I think, 80s thrash, but kicked up a notch.
Rob Flynn in his infancy.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was just fucking Rob, Phil Demo.
And I'm assuming you've heard Pressing the Masses, which is even better album.
But I think this was an amazing debut from a band.
When that came out, I didn't know what to think of that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
It was so fast.
Like I said, George, it takes that thrash at that time and goes up a notch. Mm-hmm. Awesome debut from a band. Now,
Hey, but
George,
you don't mind the vocals?
Not one bit.
All
But
right.
let me ask you, George, have these guys, have they tried to do this live recently or over the years?
Not that I know of. I mean, Machine Head, hello.
Some of the Violence guys show up. Rob Flynn has a birthday party here every year. At
your house or
yeah, right here. He usually has it at the Metro Opera House in Oakland, and some of the Violence guys come to that.
My number 5, Suicidal Tendencies, How Will I Laugh Tomorrow?
good one.
Yeah.
That's great. Honorable mention for me.
I love that album when that came out. All right, back to Eddie.
That's extremely high on my honorable mention.
I have Motorhead with No Sleep at All.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's what was it? Right after Rock and Roll, I think. So it was like after the first 2 Wurzel albums, and recorded somewhere in Eastern Europe or so, if I'm not mistaken. I have it. It's good, and it's got the best stuff off those 2 records on it. Traitor, especially. Oh God, that's a good song.
Yeah. That mostly that song is what got me to I'm gonna put it on there.
Hell yeah. All right, John.
All right.
What are you going to piss Buke off with now?
Yeah, I'm sure. Nonetheless, we travel on. This is definitely the least metal album probably on anyone's list. But at the time when this album came out, they were fucking badass. And that's the album Vivid by Living Colour.
Oh, yeah.
I love that album.
It may have had pop moments, but the moments that were heavy were fucking heavy.
I remember trying to learn the Cult of Personality riff, man. Huh.
Middleman,
it.
Desperate People. And it was fucking badass.
They got even heavier on their second record. There's a song on there called Stereotype that is like the greatest riff, if you know that song.
Yeah.
Dude,
And after the second
what was that
album,
guy's name? He plays guitar.
Vernon
Reid.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jay, as you probably remember, the wheels came off after the second album.
Wheels came off big time. Though they're kind of back around a little bit now.
They go
little
round
bit.
and round, those bus wheels.
But at the time, there wasn't a band like them out that was getting MTV airplay. I mean, they opened for the Stones for a whole U.S. tour. So,
well, I think Vernon Reid played on Mick Jagger's solo record or something, which is kind of how that came about. Yeah.
All right, Will.
My number 4, and again, I'll stress these are not really in order, but Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I love that album. And what's weird is I didn't understand, or I didn't realize till probably a couple years ago, that when this came out, it was pretty controversial. People hated it or thought it was like such a departure. And I was like, I love this album.
That was a great
love
album.
It.
Yeah.
There's not a clunker on it. Every song is great.
The Evil That Men Do.
Yeah.
Infinite Dreams. Gee, that's
Infinite
a fucking
Dreams,
good song.
definitely. All right, Jay.
Be surprised if I'm the only one who says this, but I don't know. Maybe I will be. Danzig's first record came out in '88, and I spent a summer listening to that one, dude.
Yep, that one really wanted to be on my list, but fucking 5. Come on.
It's great though. It really is a good record. So there's
I had it on cassette.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, I had it on cassette also. Yeah, I've got it on vinyl now. I found it again recently, but it's good. It's good from start to finish. It's a neat record.
It's such a unique record.
It is. It really is. And I mean, and Mother really is a great song. And Am I Demon and Twist of Cain. I mean, it's just a pound, man. It's fucking great.
Mm-hmm. Evil Thing. Or no, End of Time is the one I really like. What's it called? Time. At the end of time. Yeah. Anyway.
Insert time killing here is what you're doing.
Please edit your singing out.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, it is End of Time. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Buke's number 4. thrash was strong in 1988. Even though I was 5, I have found to love 1988 in my older years. And there's a band called Testament in their album, The New Order.
I'll nail you to that cross.
Yeah, The New Order, Trial by Fire, Into the Pit, Disciples of the Watch.
I mean, there is not a bad song. There's not even a mediocre.
Not even the Aerosmith cover?
Which one's that?
Nobody's fault.
Yeah, it's still good. All right, well, maybe there's one mediocre one, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this album stands the test of time. It's
a New Order.
Yeah. My best friend, my brother in metal, George, you're number 4.
I'm sure we'll be hearing this one again, but and so don't hate me for it only being number 4, but Death Leprosy.
Yep, that was on my.
I can't agree with you on this.
There won't be a lot of comments on it because I think it's on a lot of lists.
You can't agree because you don't think it belongs on a list?
I don't think it should be on the top 5. I think this may be Death's weak point.
Oh.
I don't think they found their groove on this album yet.
Is that your opinion as a 5-year-old when it came out, or your opinion now?
Dude, all of Buke's opinions are his opinion as a 5-year-old.
You know what? What you just said makes me want to quit the pod and unfriend you and not call you, erase you from my phone.
But you know what? If you talk to metal fans now, no one's saying Leprosy is even in their top 3.
What? What are you talking like 12-year-olds?
You know what? It's going to be on everybody else's list, so we'll defend it when we get to it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's move on.
All right, back to Eddy. Number 3.
Jane's Addiction, Nothing Shocking.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah, I grew up when that was like a thing. It had boobs on the cover. I was like a kid. I was 7. I'm like, hell yeah, boobs.
Yeah, boobs. Yeah.
Hey, guess what? We're older now, and we still say that.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, I picked it up because of the boobs, and then I just rocked it for the rest of my life. So
came for the boobs, stayed for the music.
Yeah, exactly.
Over the Mountain or something, right? The Mountain Song.
Mountain Song.
Mountain Song. Yeah.
That's good. I had that one. I had that.
Jane says is on that one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But for the second time, I think.
All right, John.
All right, continue with Buke Hates John's list number 3. George called this the other night. George, you know where I'm going with this. I've been reminiscing a lot.
Too much beer. Don't remember.
Yeah. I'll be the only one who puts this on their list.
Oh,
Crimson Glory, Transcendence.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, wow.
Fucking great album.
It is. In fact, just seeing that and talking to you about it made me want to listen
and if you
to it
don't
again.
know it, that's fine. But don't trash it if you don't know it.
Yeah.
Buke.
All right.
This is what happens when you have a Sunday night podcast on a holiday weekend and people are drinking beers.
Hey, some of us have to work tomorrow.
Not me.
Not me.
All right.
My number 3, Slayer, South of Heaven.
Yep.
Honorable mention.
Will, number 3?
Dude, remember, this is not really 1 through 5. These are
just own it.
These are no. I will say,
Will, number 3.
Well, when you hear my number 1 and 2, you're either going to say, "Oh yeah, that makes sense," or number 3. My list of honorable mentions is super long, and any of these albums that I put in my top 5 list, that all could have been like number 1. So mine is not really in a strong list.
It was hard to even narrow it down to 5, let alone order them.
Yeah. But there's reasons why, if it isn't sort of an order, there's kind of a reason why it's kind of number 3, and I'll talk about it when I get to my number 1 and 2.
All right, Jay.
I'm surprised nobody said Cold Lake yet.
I laughed when I saw that. I was like, I am so not putting that on my list.
Yeah. Hey, these are top 5, not bottom 5.
Well, we'll do that next time. Bottom 5 albums of 1988.
Yeah, bottom 5s. Yeah, I am gonna defend this record, and I think it's people like me and Will and George and John, for that matter. We came to Death from Scream Bloody Gore, so we like those early Death records. I think if you listen to Death now, you're gonna be a little bit like, I understand why you might think Symbolic and all those things are the more important records or something, but that stated Death Leprosy, it was great. I loved it when it came out. I loved Scream Bloody Gore. When the new one came out, it was like I couldn't wait to get it, and it did not let me down.
Yeah, what I like about Death Leprosy is there's a little bit more of like hooks in it, and the songs are a little bit more defined. Like it's very easy to, as soon as you hear an opening riff of a song on Death Leprosy, you know exactly what the song is. Where Scream Bloody Gore, it's like this barrage of death metal where the songs aren't as clearly defined, and I think they really cleaned it up a bit on Leprosy.
Which brings us to Buke.
And we're at number what?
3.
It's 3.
Exactly. You know what I have to say to that? Grandma!
That'll be on some
What
lists.
was it like?
How about that? You guys like that little rock scream?
You're going to do
Pretty good, man.
yeah.
Hey, we're gonna
I thought you were dying. What happened?
we're gonna repaint the front door soon.
Yeah, exactly. Jay and I, of course, the people on the pod don't know, but Jay and I probably play Xbox almost nightly with one another. And Jay and I have said many times the line, "We are going to repaint the front door soon." Soon. It's just one of the greatest lines of metal.
Most evil metal lyric ever, without question.
What?
So
I'm sorry. What's the band? What's the album?
Them.
King Diamond.
Oh, them.
Them
Okay, got it.
is my number 3.
So it's that whole thing. Grandma, welcome home, and everything. He's like telling her about the house. He's like,
Whenever I think of that, I think about...
And to probably speak for George, which he's going to say, I got a big smile on my face as a Jay and Silent Bob fan.
That was just what I was going to say. I
when
hear
they're
that
in the drive-thru for the latest movie.
Yeah, I was thinking about Clerks 2 when Jay's climbing in the drive-thru window singing that. That's awesome. And I just, side note here, I just heard there's going to be another Jay and Silent Bob movie called Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Can't wait.
I thought it was Clerks 3.
King Diamond, Them. It's not my favorite King Diamond, but
it's my favorite.
It has to be up here.
And it's not on my list. But that's because my number 3. What's my number 3, Will? What's your number 3, Will? That's right, Slayer South of Heaven. So suck it, Buke.
Number 3. My God, you guys.
You'll see. All right, back to Eddie.
Well, I had King Diamond, so now I'm like looking. I don't want to. No. I mean, yeah, sure, whatever. But I'm gonna go soft. Pixies, Surfer Rosa.
Nice. I like the Pixies.
Good album.
Yeah.
John was just like,
yeah.
Okay. I'm liking the fact that you pulled that out.
Yeah.
You know what I like, Eddie? You have the balls to come on another pod and just throw out the Pixies.
I saw the Pixies open for you too.
He's been a little emboldened after all the Gaga and YouTube talk and Linkin Park discussions.
He's like, this pod is freaking all over the place. I can say whatever I want.
No, I think as soon as he hangs up, he's going to say, I told him I like the Pixies. And they fucking bought it.
They bought it. Yes.
Those guys bought this.
These guys are idiots.
Totally drove their podcast into the ground.
And they're all sitting around like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I like them.
I like it. I like that album. I mean, that song "Where's My Mind" is a classic, and movies have used it for years, like the Batman Forever and Fight Club and everything. So it's a classic. I can't deny it.
All right, John, what's your number 2?
All right, going 4 for 4 on Buke's hatred list.
But he's not there. Just sneaking in while he's gone.
That's too bad because he's missing out. Death, Leprosy. There is no bad Death album. That's the trick question.
That's like who would win in a wrestling match? Lemmy or God? Trick question. Right. Lemmy is God.
Will and I have had this conversation. It's just what you prefer from Death. They're all good albums. Just what style you like the most from them.
Agreed.
All right,
which I honestly would take the first 3 over the others. Though I love them all. I'm just saying, if you told me I had to choose, it would be those first 3.
And see, my favorite are Human and Individual Thought Patterns. Those are my 2 favorites. So it's just what period you like the most.
Yeah, more progressive. Yeah.
All right.
I've been listening to the Sound of Perseverance a lot lately because I just got the vinyl one and it was fucking great too.
Yep.
Number 2, my number 2, Rigor Mortis, self-titled Rigor Mortis. This is one of those albums. I talked about it, I think the last time when we were talking about, actually, all 3 of my top 3 were on my last list about stuff that came out when you're a teenager and changed your life.
Yeah, that was one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, Rigor Mortis, when that came out, it's like it just changed everything. It was, all the horror movie type lyrics, the lack of real riffs where the guy's just shredding on the guitar and Casey Orr on bass is trying to put in almost making riffs on a bass. I mean, it was phenomenal. I still spin that record all the time.
It's pretty
and
good.
When I say spin that record, I push play on iTunes all the time.
All right, Jay.
We moved from a small town in Missouri to Tucson, Arizona the summer of before my senior year. And so I was a majorly pissed off and dejected teenager at that time. And one of the things that saved me that summer was finding King Diamond's Them on a, in a stack of tapes at a record store. I was a huge Merciful Fate fan, King Diamond fan. I don't even think I knew Them was coming out, but I took it home and I thought it was brilliant. I agree with Buke. Abigail's a better record, but I still spent a summer listening to Them. And I still think it's one of the best records that came out that year, without question.
Right on.
Listening to who?
Them, King Diamond, Them.
Them?
Yeah.
Who's them?
Them, they. Who? What? Are we doing the Who's on first thing?
Yeah. What is this, Abbott and Costello?
Well, Them is the band that now sounds like King Diamond.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
All right, Buke, number 2.
You guys are all crazy. Who's had this lower on your list?
By 1?
Slayer, South of Heaven.
So 2 is way better than 3.
Wait, you gave me that much crap and you only had that 2?
Hey, mandatory suicide alone. This whole album could be mandatory suicide over and over again.
It's mandatory tuicide.
It was the record after Rain and Blood. And so, and I don't mean to be like that, but whatever. I mean, I liked it. It was the first year I saw them live.
Let's be honest. Could anything have really followed up Rain and Blood and carried that much?
No.
Yeah, Carrie King did that much?
I was a Slayer fanatic at the time, and I have to tell you, it's not on my list. No. Yeah, I was a Slayer fanatic.
Which I got to tell you guys, I wish you could know Jay on a personal level to hear his Slayer stories. They are fucking wonderful.
Really, I have to talk with Jay sometime.
Yeah, his Slayer stories are awesome.
I have run into him a couple of times. Man, I'll tell you one. His South of Heaven tour was the first time I saw him, and I got super stoned in a graveyard. And then I went and hung out, waited for them. I got the pictures somewhere.
Yeah, it's up on the site, in fact, I thought.
No, not these ones. I got to find them, but it's me and all the guys from Slayer, except for Jeff Hanneman, who sat in the bus drinking beer and wouldn't come out. And I was like this just geeky little kid, like, fucking Tom, man.
Is that your really high in a cemetery voice?
Yeah. It was me and a guy named Lars. We're hanging out waiting for
Jay was the guy who got high in the cemetery and was humping the tombstones.
No, but Buke, so I know you were only 5 when it came out, but when Rain and when South of Heaven came out and it was so much slower than Rain and Blood, like people were upset at the time.
Yeah.
It was
I can see that.
But I wasn't upset.
Weird.
I just
Jay, that's actually a great point you bring up, Will. South of Heaven almost seems like it could be their debut album.
Yeah, it's a different record. And I mean, I don't think I was upset by it, but it was also sort of like, I don't know, I think it was living through it. So like Slayer was this great, amazing band, did all these things, the Rain and Blood came out, but then there were like other bands were coming along and stuff. And they had suddenly, I mean, South of Heaven is basically there somewhere in time. You know what I mean? It's like their 4th or 5th record. And so their influence over me was waning a little bit. And it doesn't mean it's not a great record because I loved it, but I don't know. It just didn't grab me like Rain and Blood did, or Hell Awaits for that matter.
Okay.
All right. My number 2 that nobody will have. Bathory, Blood, Fire, Death.
I thought about it.
George, my only problem with this is the quality is very raw.
Yeah,
super raw.
Find me a well-produced Bathory album.
I think Hammerheart kicks it up a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. It's still awesome.
So, but this is their first album where they made a change to Viking death metal. So,
yeah,
it's a great album.
It is. All right, back to Eddy for number 1.
I want to call a prediction. I think.
How can you predict Eddy's number 1?
I think 4 of us have the same number 1.
Hold on, let me count them. 1, 2, 3. No, I think it's only 3.
Everybody but me.
I think 4 of us have
I know nobody has mine.
Oh, well, actually, it might be 4. Eddie, I bet it's Eddie's.
If Eddie said
same
4 of us have it,
then it's 4.
Justice for All.
Yeah, so there's 4 people, I think, too.
Yeah, it's Injustice for All, man. I mean, and I wasn't kidding earlier when you said top 5. It's Injustice for All 5 times. It's the greatest metal album that I've ever heard in my life.
You know, Eddie, you look at greatest metal albums ever. Injustice makes it
every time.
Every time. Every list.
I see Jay silently disagreeing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's my Black Album for them. It was the first record they made I was disappointed in. I think it's produced terribly. I don't think the songs are that great.
Eddie, don't hold back. Let it fly, man.
Yeah, come at me, bro.
It is produced terribly. I'll tell you that. There's no bass, whatever. However, some of the greatest metal songs ever are on that record.
In 1988, nobody had bass.
You know, I'll tell you. Also, that was another thing when living through it. It was this transitionary thing, and this does not count for the quality of the record, but that was the record. They had always said, we're never going to make a video. We don't give a fuck about anybody. It was the first record where they started making videos, and it was their first reach out in that direction. Now that doesn't matter, but my point is, Master Puppets came out, was brilliant, and then after that, the Garage Days Revisited, and I was like, these guys can do no fucking wrong. And then I don't know, it just let me down, man. It's okay. It's got some good songs on it, but I don't see it as a classic everybody else does.
I'll tell you, man, and no metal record could ever start better than with Blackened.
Yeah, Blackened Battery.
No, there we go, John.
No, I disagree. I go Blackened over Battery. Battery is great. Don't get me wrong.
Battery's on this podcast. You don't say I disagree. You say, Jay, you're wrong.
You say,
you are wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong. Call him out for it.
Yeah.
That fucking that last minute of that song where there's that weird time change where you can't figure out whether or not if they did it on purpose or just Lars really sucks. But that that's the fucking crazy. And there's one band, I'll bring that up later too with what I'm listening to, but Revocation did that recently in the song Communion with it was one of their videos. And
wait, you talking shit about Revocation?
No,
I'm saying it had that cool time signature.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Duke is loving you more and more, man. But I agree, Blackened is a great song. I do. It's just
it's a classic, dude.
I feel like there's some dead space on that record.
You're wrong.
Gotta say it out loud.
You're wrong.
He took Bill's advice. I
love Eddie. I love how Eddie just takes it and gives it right back.
Wrong. Like our president, chief. Wrong.
All caps hashtag.
I'm glad I dragged Jay into this.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
But yeah, that's my number one. And are we doing
we'll do honorables after.
Okay.
We'll just all shout them out at the same time.
No. Now, Buke, I have to ask you a question. Don't say it, but am I one of the people included in this number one?
No.
You're the only one included in this.
Oh yeah,
but you just
are.
said there were four of us. You thought four of us would have it. I just wanted to know if I was part of that four.
No, 1, 2, 3. I thought Eddie would have been part of it. Eddie already has one of them.
I think we'll do one of them. I think
Will, Jay.
No.
Oh, you mean not that we'll all have the same number one?
Jay hates it.
Not John. I think it'll be Will.
My number one was Jay, Eddie, Will, and John.
Yeah, but Jay said that it's the worst album he's ever heard. So
I know. So my list is already exploded.
All right, John. Let's go to John for.
Buke, you want to do your number?
John's just going to be.
Buke, you want to do your number one so you can leave for the night? Want to save us all the trouble and just take off now?
Does this album hold up in 2017, John?
It doesn't matter if it holds up. The question is, what were your favorite albums from 1988? That's the question.
That's true.
It doesn't hold up.
Okay, now all the Glory Hammer talk ends right now. It's over. And I'm going to say it because it was a badass album back then. Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. I do.
I love how the quietest guy on the podcast is fucking stepping up and saying, fuck off.
Dude, the only reason I'm quiet is I'm coughing my fucking balls out tonight.
It's okay, buddy.
All right.
Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime.
Nice.
I like
Take that and stick that in your Glory Hammer.
One last Glory
Smoke that.
All right. Well, number one.
Buke, you're wrong. Death Leprosy.
I knew that was going to be his number one.
I should have known that would be one. I don't know why. Why did I think anything but
the reason why, and again, say it yet again, these aren't in that much of an order, but I have to say if there was of my top five, the one that influenced me the most, Death Leprosy, because that was my gateway to death metal. And there's been no turning back.
I should have guessed. Yeah. Of course that was your number one.
Well, don't you guys think that was probably the one that got the bigger press at the time too? Mm-hmm. Because really a lot of people know Death for Scream Bloody Gore, like they did for Leprosy. I thought they got more press then.
For Leprosy?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they were definitely getting bigger, so yeah, I'm sure they did.
Because let's be honest, the death scene in 1985-86 was kind of in like two small pockets of the Bay Area and Florida, and that was it.
Yeah, and I think I got Scream Bloody Gore. I think it was one of those ones that I saw mentioned like in Metal Forces magazine and something.
I got the cassette. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, and so that was when I went out looking for
and let's be honest, that at that time, that was the baddest fucking album cover ever.
Yeah, so I
saw that for the first time.
I've told the story before. Is I never heard of Death before. I saw the cassette in a record store.
Of
I looked at I saw Leprosy, and I saw the album cover. I saw the logo. I saw the album name, and started looking at the title, the tracks. I was like, I have to buy this. Never even heard it. And when I heard those death metal vocals for the first time, really, I was blown away and I was hooked. So it had a bigger influence. I'm not saying it's the best one, but that had, out of all the records released in 1988, that did have the most influence on me.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Jay?
Okay, yeah, mine's a weird choice, I think. I went a little generic, totally willing to admit it, but it was a record that, I'm not going to set it up. Seventh Son of the Seventh Son.
Yeah,
I loved it. I loved it when it came out. I was like way into it right away, and still's got some of the better Iron Maiden. Well, they've got great songs on a lot of their records, but Infinite Dreams is on there, as mentioned. The Clairvoyant is on there. What's the name of the first track? Moonchild.
Moonchild.
I fucking love that record, man.
Right on. I love it too.
Duke.
It's my turn, right?
That is.
Yes, sir.
Other bands play Manowar.
I was gonna say, dude.
Fucking Manowar, Kings of Metal.
I'm gonna be a real dick and tell you that I was sitting here waiting to tell you, Duke. You know, Kings of Metal came out in 1988, right?
Man, my number one looks so much better now.
Oh.
I swear I was ready for that.
Some people would say Manowar was never the same after this album, but
well, they weren't because Ross the Boss left. But let me just make your night. My number one is also Kings of Metal.
Yes!
Nice.
It's Manowar.
Yes!
1988, I was all about Manowar.
I like how we started
greatest podcast moment ever.
I can tell you 4 guys who weren't all about Manowar in 1988.
I always say we started this list like, oh yeah, Eddy's is probably the same as 4 other people. Nope, I'm the only one with Injustice for All.
Yep.
What the fuck? You're all wrong.
Well, okay.
Wasn't even on, I don't even think it
So this is where the honorable mentions come in. For me, I was like, I really wanted Injustice for All on this, and I even kind of wanted it as number one. And if it couldn't be number one, it had to be an honorable mention because I'm just like, all right, obviously Injustice for All. Let's talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, well, let's get some people's honorables then.
Yeah, let's just go through.
Eddy, your honorable mentions, buddy.
I have under honorable mentions Metallica and Justice for All. I'm kidding. I put Soundgarden, Ultra Mega OK. I got Death Leprosy. I've had Ministry, The Land of Rape and Honey.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. So that's what I have for honorable mentions.
All right, what do you have, John?
All right, we mentioned a bunch of them already. Obviously, Metallica is on my list. Obviously, Slayer's on my list. About Megadeth, so far so good. So what? It's not their best album, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Candlemass, Ancient Dreams. I like that album a lot. And I'm really surprised no one mentioned these guys, including myself. No mention of Voivod.
That's my very first honorable
mention.
Hadris,
come on.
That's why I wanted 10. I was like, Voivod's got to be in there.
I mean,
I thought it was going to be on George's.
If you're a prog guy like me, that's kind of when they started to make the transition. Still pretty thrashy. It's not like Nothing Face, which they kind of almost go full prog there. But God, that album's awesome.
Yeah.
So and of course, I don't know if I mentioned Maiden right. I mean, all those albums I loved. How do you pick more than it's just 5? It's impossible. So that's why I had all these as my honorable mentions.
All right.
And plus, I wanted to fuck with Buick tonight. So
I fucking love it, John.
It's all for fun, man.
I know, brother. It is. That's why I love doing this pod.
All right, Will. Yeah, I got some honorable mentions.
I think my honorable mentions is every metal album released in 1988. I have like a couple tiers of honorable mentions. I'm going to go through them really quick. But this is my top tier of honorable mentions in no particular order. Sacred Reich, Surf Nicaragua.
Oh, yeah.
Love that album. Overkill, Under the Influence. Sorry, Buke. Malaya Rage, Kill to Survive. I don't know if anyone's even heard of them, but I love that album.
Sure. Yeah.
Suicidal Tendencies, How I Left Tomorrow. Metallica, Justice for All. I was thinking about putting this on my top 5, but then I remembered that I was disappointed like Jay after just wasn't the same. Atrophy, Socialized Hate. Everyone knows my love for Atrophy. Wasp, The Headless Children, by far their best.
I forgot about that one. That's a great record.
That's by far my favorite Wasp album. Forbidden Evil.
Yep.
Yes, I was hoping somebody would mention.
That almost made my top 5 just as far as like influencing me in 1988.
That's an awesome album.
I saw that. I saw that on their second tour, Twisted Into Form, opening for Death Angel, and they were amazing.
Hey guys, I can ask you, did the singer from them ever do anything else? Because he is awesome.
Yeah.
Not that I know.
One of the reasons why it influenced me because he had sort of more of like a kind of almost like a power metal voice to him.
Yes, Will. His voice is awesome.
Yeah. But second tier, blow through these. Megadeth, we mentioned it. Anthrax, State of Euphoria. Ozzy, No Rest for the Wicked, which is my favorite Ozzy album. DRI, Four of a Kind. Danzig, we mentioned. Judas Priest, Ram It Down. Not that it was that great, but I love
Red Skies.
Yes.
Nuclear Assault, Survive. Creator, Out of the Dark into the Light. MOD, Surfing MOD. Violence, Eternal Nightmare. And Gwar, Hello, debut album.
Yes, what a debut.
Yeah.
All right. Jay, you got any?
I'll go through mine pretty quick. I had a few. The Bathory, these are all the ones I really seriously considered putting on. The Bathory I almost put on. Death Angel, Frolic Through the Park came out that year. That was a good record, and I listened to a lot that summer.
Yep.
Let me see here. I'm just going through the list of stuff that maybe hasn't been named yet. I agree, by the way, the Jane's Addiction. I like that record. That's a really good record. I like the one that came out after that, too. There was a record by Manila Road out that year called Out of the Abyss. I'm a Manila Road fan. I'm one of the few out there, but I do like them.
Milli Vanilli? What?
Milli Vanilli Road. I did think No Sleep at All was a cool live record. I had that record, too. Let's see, what else am I missing here? Oh, Saxon had a kind of a cool, or as George would say, Saxon, comeback record that year called Destiny that I really liked a lot. Let's see if I'm missing anything else. The Suicidal Tendencies most definitely needs to be on my list and was on my list. That about covers it for me. Everything else and a bunch of stuff named by other people.
Cool. Buke?
All I have to say is welcome to the third floor. Death Angel, Frolic Through the Park.
Oh yeah, it's great.
The first time I saw them with George was like, Buke, I don't think you understand what you're about to see now. And these guys, for a band that was such an influential part of the 80s thrash scene to come back alive, and a band that hasn't stopped since they came back.
Yep.
So
when we saw them that time, just for clarification, they hadn't even put out a new album yet. They were touring. I think they were opening for Entombed or something that.
They're opening for River Runs Red.
Life of Agony?
What's Life of Agony? Yes, remember? At Jack's.
I don't recall seeing Life of Agony at Jack's.
Yeah, you and I did.
I'm old. All right. But anyway, yeah, so this wasn't even like before they put out it. This was like they'd been gone for like 13 years, I think. And there was a bus accident. They kind of they broke up. They disappeared. Nobody really knew because there wasn't internet yet. And then they played Jack's and we saw them. And I actually got to ask Mark. I was like, where the hell you been?
Yeah, but this is crazy. Since 1990, they have released The Art of Dying, Killing Season, Relentless Retribution, The Dream Calls for Blood, and The Evil Divide, all of which are great albums. So Death Angel, I think maybe now coming back, they may be better than when they first started.
All right, I've got a bunch of...
Do we need to take a break, George, and just let you talk for a while?
Yeah, here we go.
Screw you guys.
Eddie, if you need to go bake a cake, roast a turkey...
Now, wait
Hey,
until
Eddie,
I do my next list.
Eddie, if you want to go to that show now, you can go to that show if you want to.
They bust my balls. My balls are bruised from how much they mishandle them. All right. Voivod Dimension Hatros, of course. Another one that didn't get mentioned. I've got a few that didn't get mentioned. This one, Bolt Thrower and Battle There Is No Law, the first Bolt Thrower album. Of course, the self-titled Danzig. One that I'm always going to champion and nobody but me likes, the self-titled album by Stone, the part of the 80s Finnish thrash scene.
Wait, remember, I have it on vinyl.
So do I. But I bought it on cassette in 1988. As well as Violence, Eternal Nightmare. Another one I can't believe nobody, especially Buke, didn't mention, Sanctuary, Refuge Denied. Anthrax, State of Euphoria, Metallica, and Justice for All.
I think, George, that was the biggest miss from your list.
Which?
Anthrax.
I wanted it on there, but what are you going to do? Running Wild, Port Royal? Oh my God.
They had 2 records that year, George.
Did they? Oh, yeah, Ready for Boarding, but that's a live album. Coroner, Punishment for Decadence, Rigor Mortis, Testament, New Order, Seventh Son, Frolic Through the Park, Forbidden Evil, and Nuclear Assault Survive.
That's it. I meant to say that too. I spent a lot of time listening to that record, Nuclear Assault.
Mm-hmm. All right. Somebody said something. Oh, you're busting my balls. All right. Moving on to what are we listening to?
Sure. I'm still kind of lingering on last year's releases.
That's cool.
I've been listening to a lot of Sorceress from Opeth, a lot of the Disassociation from Dillinger Escape Plan, Low Teens from Every Time I Die, Rhea from Oathbreaker, the Great Is Our Sin from Revocation is like almost an everyday thing now.
Yes.
And then the one thing I've been doing lately, which has surprised myself, is I've been digging into my vinyl collection and playing just old, like, obscure Syd Barrett and Pink Floyd stuff. Like, I'll just let it ride in the background while I write for the podcast or write for any of the other things that I'm doing. So yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Pink Floyd, even though I've heard it all before. It's just kind of, I've been away from it for a few years, so now going back to it, I'm like, oh shit, this is some of the greatest music ever made. Cool. But yeah,
Dogs of War is probably one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, dude.
Did you get these all the reissues that just came out a little while back? And one of them is the Dark Side of the Moon one has a live version of Dark Side of the Moon on it that is just every bit as good and better than Dark Side of the Moon. They just do the whole record in order. It's amazing.
No, I've never picked up any of the reissues. I've had all the original presses my whole life. I inherited them from my father, and then yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Hey Jay, didn't they release that whole concert, but over the course of 3 albums or something? Because I think the Wish You Were Here had the other tracks that were live from that same concert as Dark Side of the Moon.
Well, here's the thing. The only deluxe package I bought was the Dark Side of the Moon one, so I didn't know what was the extras on the other ones. I
think they released it on the other one, so it had all the pre-Animal stuff on there, along with the Wish You Were Here stuff. It's unbelievable how good those shows are.
Yeah, and you can't go wrong with those, man.
I'm so grateful. I got to see Pink Floyd in 1992 do Pulse, and I was like a child. But yeah, like it was incredible. That's burned in my memory.
I was listening to the radio the other day, and Roger Waters is doing a tour right now, and they're giving away tickets. And the guy said, I bet they'll play this song. And then they played On the Turning Away. And I wanted to call him and say, I bet he won't.
Exactly.
He's not on that. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah. I saw him on the Division Bell tour, and I also saw the Roger Waters doing The Wall, which is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, I saw that. And I saw they did also Dark Side. They did the tour of Roger does the Dark Side of the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing on this new one, but the new one I think is focused on Floyd stuff, so...
But yeah, I mean, like I said, Opeth, Dillinger, Every Time I Die, Oathbreaker, Revocation, Pink Floyd. Those are my current listens.
John, what are you listening to?
All right, since we did that Facebook thing, what we were listening to when we were kids, I've been overdosing on a lot of stuff from the 80s and early 90s, but I'm not going to mention those. But that's been part of my listening. The stuff I've been listening to that's been new, a couple of things we just got in the box. Fen Winter, which I'm really liking a lot. Persephone Athma, which is not bad. It's pretty good. Ordos, House of the Dead. I'm digging that big time. Instrumental band from New Zealand called Into Orbit Unearthing. Found it on Bandcamp.
I checked that out because it was on your list. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a little different. It's not what you'd expect, but it's cool. And then it seems like the last 3 years I have a fusion prog kind of metalish instrumental band that I'm championing. And this year it's another new one. Band I've listened to for years, but they have a new album out. It's a band called Cosmo Squad, and it's Morbid Tango is the name of the album. And if you don't know anything about them, two of the guys are from earlier metal bands, but nonetheless. And then the one I wanted to mention again that I have been listening to nonstop since you guys told me about it when it was in the box is that Black Anvil, As Was. I absolutely love that album. So that's it for me.
Cool. Will?
I've kind of... Sometimes I skip to what are we listening to lately, and I just say my vinyl purchases. So what I'm doing, because I get so much crap for that, is I just take some of the stuff that are my new recent purchases and I put them in my what am I listening to lately. The first one is Beheaded, Beast Incarnate, and never heard of these guys before, but man, this is sticking with me. This will be on my high on my mid and end year list. It's a behemoth-like death metal. These guys are from Malta. Who knew there was any metal coming from the little island of Malta in the Mediterranean Sea? But really digging the new Overkill Grinding Wheel, listening to the new Iron Regan Crossover Ministry album.
Shout out to those guys.
Yeah. Listen to a lot of Behemoth, since I was coming up with the Brewhead segment on the Behemoth beers. I love Behemoth. God, such a great band. And then, as always, I always listen to a lot of Black Sabbath because that's what my kids listen to after I give them a bath.
Right on.
Doing it right.
He likes to get them clean, then get them dirty. My list is pretty short. I have been listening to that Dope Lord record, as mentioned. I think just because that's kind of got me in a doom mood, I like that Unearthly Trance record that I think I got out of the box.
Yes.
And then, because I'm in a doom mood, ever since John sold it to us just about an hour or two ago, in the background I've had is it Ordo? Ordos. I'm like on my second listen through to that in the background here. That's great. That's obviously going to be spinning with me for a while. And then I mostly just the vinyl stuff I bought, so I couldn't mention that. But for about 6 months now, Death has been like my go-to band when I'm not listening to anything else. So. And since I just got Sounds of Perseverance vinyl, I've been listening to that a lot.
Oh, by the way, real quick, I'm sure we've all checked it out. The new Gruesome song.
Oh, Gruesome.
No, I didn't listen to it yet. It's supposed to be Symbolic Error or something.
It's actually Human.
Human Error, excuse me.
Yes. It's just one new song and then some demos and then a remake of a song from, I think, Leprosy, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but anyway.
I assume it's cool.
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah.
Dude, they nail it. It's amazing how much, not only do they sound like Death, but they nail the different eras of Death.
This song, it could be a leftover from Human. It sounds exactly like it's from them.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Cool. Puke?
I have been listening to The Drip, The Haunting Fear of Inevitability.
Good stuff.
Yeah, pretty heavy.
Super heavy.
Couple different genres at times. It's a lot of grind, a lot of death metal. Sounds a lot like our friends from Trap Them at different times.
Yeah, how about that? There's some Trap Them in there.
I love that band, Trap Them, by the way.
But
it's great, that last record.
And also the Iron Reagan crossover ministry.
Cool. All right. Back in the day, I used to get a lot of crap for having really long lists here, and so for the last half of last year, I tempered my list, kept it around 5. Not today. So, get ready for it. First, and there's so much good stuff on here. It's ridiculous. All right. Arstadir Leifsons, Icelandic German band, released a 2-song EP that clocks in at 43 minutes. It's like Heljarkvida is the name of the EP.
What'd you call me?
It's 43 minutes long, so it's like way longer than Rain and Blood. So I don't know why it's an EP, but it is. Next up is a really cool band, and I think Buke needs to check these guys out. They're called Dark Phantom, and they're an Iraqi death thrash band, and their album Nation of Dogs, and it is a really cool album. Next up, we've got a Swedish doom sludge band called, I want to call them Doomcraft, but it's probably Domcraft. And their album, The End of Electricity. That one's pretty cool. This next one's interesting. I'm going to guess they're called Dool. That's Dool.
It's got the horse on the cover.
Yep. They're from the Netherlands, and the album's called Here Now, There Then. And it's... I was trying to sell John on them, which I didn't do very well, apparently. But
just haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. Come on. Okay.
All right, fair enough. But I think Buke might like this. I tried selling them by comparing them to Royal Thunder. It's a little heavy, slightly heavier, I think, than Royal Thunder. Royal Thunder is more of a hard rock. I think this slides in right in the like slightly doomish kind of hard rock metal. It's really, really surprised me and is possibly list worthy. So make sure to check that one out. Dope Lord, Children of the Haze, thank you, Jay. And then I picked up a couple, the first and third albums from Goes Cube, Another Day Has Passed, and Shadows Swallowed the Flood. Technically, I also picked up their second album, but I haven't listened to it yet because it's on CD and I haven't ripped it. Another one that is blowing me away is a band called Mord a Stigmata, and their album Hope. They're a Polish post-black avant-garde metal. I don't really get much avant-garde out of it. It's really just fucking heavy. And this is another one that's possibly list-worthy.
George, is this album that came out last year, Anicia?
No, it's called Hope. It's brand new.
Okay.
And this next one is a Swedish black Swedish.
It's weed smoking Swedes.
Swedish black ambient band. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Noe with the caret on top, TA. and I picked up their EP called Psyche and their album called Beyond Life and Death. It's basically like ambient music. Doesn't really do much there. It's just ambient with a chick singing, kind of clean and pretty, but not too pretty, kind of dark and evil. So it's pretty cool. Another one I just picked up yesterday, Italian heavy metal band called the Ossuary, depends on how you pronounce it. And their album Postmortem Blues. It's just kind of a metal album, you know. The Italians do this style really well, by the way. Next up is a band called Pine, Pijn, and Floodlit. They're a UK post-metal band. Probably one of the least favorite ones on this list, but it was kind of interesting. Next up is one that Dan from Chemist mentioned to us. It's a band called Sanhedrin, and their self-titled EP. They're a Brooklyn band featuring one of the dudes, the guitar player, I think, from Black Anvil. Not at all like Black Anvil, but it's kind of cool. So next up, we're almost there. Santo Rostro, The Healer, Spanish doom bands. Their third album. I've bought every one of their albums. They're pretty cool. Check it out. Second to last, band called Vanha. It's Vanha, and Within the Mist of Sorrow. It's an atmospheric death doom band from Sweden. I listened to it in speakers, and I was like, meh. And then I listened to it with headphones on, and I was like, whoa, I really like this. It kind of starts off as sort of pretty traditional death doom. You know, it's slow. There's growls, and then there's some clean vocals come in that remind me of like Tiamat right after Wild Honey. That sort of Swedish clean speaky sing, and then I started listening to it some more, and I was like, you know, the heavy parts kind of remind me of like early 90s Tiamat as well. So then it really started to grow on me. Very cool. Last thing I picked up, I haven't really listened to much of it yet, but it's Native American themed, and I'm all about that sort of stuff. So the band is called Wind in His Hair. Yes, that's from Dances with Wolves. And the album's called Earthwrecker. And it's a German band doing songs about Native Americans. It's sort of a crust meets black metal kind of thing.
What?
Those Germans love the West.
Yeah.
They do. It's true. They love old cowboy stories and shit. So that's not a real surprise, that one.
Yep. All right. Let's move on to our personal recommendation album.
You should listen to this, you should listen to this, you should listen to this record, man. You should listen to this, you should listen to this, you should listen to this album.
Personal recommendation.
We're going to go back to Eddy.
Well, I highly recommend A Question of Separation from the band Dissever.
Fair enough.
I think I heard of them.
No, honestly, look, yeah, shameless plug, but I'm really proud of that record. I feel that that was some of our best work, and not a lot of people have heard of us outside of Florida, so, you know, check it out. You might like it. You'd be surprised. But if I do recommend an album outside of my own shit, would be Revocation, Great Is Our Sin.
Right on.
Just everything that I grew up on metal-wise, plus everything that's been evolving, all blended into one. It's and it sounds cheesy as shit. They're all really good friends. You know, Brett and Dave and it just Ash. All those dudes are amazing people, and they're making some of the best metal I've heard. You know, coming out these days. So highly recommend it.
Thank you, sir. John.
Yep, nothing.
You're
Cool.
muted, dude.
Nothing.
I said, fuck you guys. Now, this band is not the same band it was 20 years ago, but when this came out, it was pretty badass. It's a doom album. It's a band Anathema, the Silent Enigma. This is right when they kind of were at their peak for their heaviest period in their career, which they are nothing like that now. But if you don't know much about that kind of English death doom scene with Paradise Lost, My Dying Bride, and Anathema, this is a good one to listen to.
The Peaceville 3.
Yes, pretty much, yeah.
I just learned that term the other day. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
All right, Will.
My personal recommendation, Inhumation, Verdant Decay. And they also have an EP, Inhumation EP. I give a big shout out to Buke. He's the one who told me about these guys. And they're local. They're in Frederick, Maryland. It's just straight up brutal death metal done right.
And it's a local brewer.
Yeah, so I love the connection. So I guess the guy does the vocals and either bass or guitar, I forget. Jake is a brewer at Flying Dog, obviously a local brewery here in Frederick, Maryland. And this came up because I'm looking for bands to play during. So at Atlas Brewworks, we're going to have True Brewing Company, Zach from
Nice.
Chemist and True Brewing. He's going to come out to the Craft Brewers Conference in April and bring some of his beers. We're going to put them on tap at my brewery, Atlas, and we're going to have a heavy metal show play. And I was asking Buke for recommendations, and he said, check out Inhumation. Never even heard of him before, and I don't know how because I'm very big on local music and blown away by these guys. I absolutely love it.
Do you have a date yet for that?
April 13th. It's a Thursday.
13th. Okay.
That sounds awesome, dude. I wish I could make it to something like that. Maybe.
You're fucking right, you can, Eddie. You buy a fucking plane ticket. You say, screw you to my family. Screw you to your job. You get on a plane and you come.
I want to go. I really do. I'm in that scenario now where I'm unemployed, so I'm trying to get the day job thing down, and then I can start making trips.
If you make the trip, you will get no money. You will make a couple friends, and you'll laugh a lot, but that's it.
Some questionable friends. I'm kidding.
Questionable friends, you'll definitely get drunk.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll let you guys know if I can make that work out. Like the Decibel hit me up. Decibel Magazine wanted me to do a live rock and roll beer guy at their beer and metal festival in Pennsylvania.
The hell are they not talking to us? We're closer.
I know. I'll recommend. I'll talk to. I can't. I don't even know if I can make it, but you guys should.
Yeah, recommend us because we're going to be there.
Yeah.
So Eddie, my brewery Atlas is one of the breweries pouring a beer for it.
Oh fuck! What? Well, then you should have contacts.
Well, I don't think Albert, the managing editor, I don't think he knows about the podcast. Or he may, but
I can't imagine he does.
I'd probably mention it to him. But
I'm trying to find the. I'll send you the email. I have an email, and I'll tell them, hey, since I can't make it, you should definitely,
Yeah, because we're all going to be there anyway. I mean, I'm bored, and we're making a. It's cool because we're making a beer called Hail Satan Worship Doom for the festival, and then Champion Brewery down in Charlottesville. We're going to make an official beer for the festival. It's a collaboration beer between Atlas and any of the breweries that are going to be there. Plus, I think guys from Municipal Waste and Pig Destroyer are going to come down and brew the beer with us.
Nice.
Hell yeah, I'm sure Dave Whitty is going to go brew some beer with you.
Yeah. So when I say Municipal Waste, I mean Dave.
Yeah, dude, Dave is one of the coolest dudes alive. I'm sorry, he's been so great ever since I met him, and shout out to Dave.
Yeah, he when I did the Brewheads column about Permanent Funeral, he chimed in a little bit because he's the one who introduced the guys from Pig Destroyer to Three Floyds.
Nice.
Anyway,
another plug. You can hear Dave Whitty and Chris of Three Floyds on episode 2 of the RocknRoll Beer Guy podcast.
Check it out.
Check it out.
That
man.
rocker, I hate that guy.
I'll tell you what, the RocknRoll Beer Guy name is such a cheesy douchebag name that I think that's why it works. I think that's why it works.
I'll never expect it. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Things that are simple and easy like that are, that's what works. If you've got some frickin' long ass, like Welsh New Zealander frickin' name that's, a million characters long, nobody's gonna remember that. So
we are the Metalheads podcast. Very original name, but you know what it's about.
Yeah, it's straight to the point, right? That's what matters.
Yep.
All right, Jay.
The only people that put him on the year-end list was John and I. But Hammers of Misfortune has a record that came out some few years back that I would highly recommend. And this was when Mike Scalzi from Slough Fag was still in the band. It's called The Bastard. It's a concept album about this a bastard son of a king who lives out in the woods and everything, and it's just a great record. And it covers just about every genre of metal in it, and it's definitely held in high esteem here in the San Francisco metal crowd. So
could be about Game of Thrones too.
It's so good. It's so good, and there's some great songs in there. If you need to be convinced, listen to a song called "The Bastard Sapling," and you'll probably be like, "Holy shit, I'm buying this."
That's funny. I think there's a band called Bastard Sapling.
There is, and I've always wondered if it was related somehow, like a thing.
It's a good album.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
All right.
Buke.
Okay, when it comes to personal recommendations, guys, it doesn't get a lot better than this album. In Flames, Clayman.
All right.
Bullet Ride, Pinball Map, only for the week.
I was trying to remember that. I was thinking Pinball Wizard. What? No, that's not right.
Yep. That's all I got to say. Melodic death metal probably at its peak.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah, a lot of people would agree with that exact statement.
All right, so I kind of fucked up on mine. This was one of my honorable mentions. I meant to take it off my honorable mention list because I was going to pull it in here as my personal recommendation. So it's a repeat here. This is Running Wild's Port Royal. It's just I'm a huge Running Wild fan, and Port Royal is a very cool album. It's a little dated by the sound, but still dig it. So let's see, what is that? Okay, vinyl purchases. Do you? I'm surprised we got this far without asking you this. Do you collect vinyl at all?
I do. I have a pretty nice collection, I would say. Mostly newer stuff. I'm starting to work my way backwards, collecting, finding some original presses and stuff. Recently, I dropped a lot of money on Nine Inch Nails because they are reissuing The Fragile and Broken, which are two albums that have been missing from my collection for many years. And I felt the need to buy them. I dropped $200 on a vinyl of The Fragile once a while back because that's the cheapest I could find it because it goes for like $400 or something ridiculous. So now I dropped the $200. I finally said, fuck it, it's worth it. And then they reissue it, and now it's $35. And I hate you, Trent Reznor. So
that was one of my sentenced albums where I had to get all the sentenced ones, and they were all like $200, $300, and then they reissue them.
Of course they did. Other ones I picked up, ISIS Wavering Radiant. They just did a repress of that with some really cool splatter wax and really cool package overall. And most of my vinyls have been coming just from live shows that I've gone to. Just picked up Red Fang's latest from their show. I'm trying to think who else.
What do you think of Red Fang's new album?
It's okay. I liked their debut album their most, actually. But it's good. I mean,
yeah, I didn't get the newest one. I think it just kind of fell off for me.
It's definitely not what it used to be. But
I'll tell you what, one of the best live shows I've ever seen, though.
That's why I picked up the record. I enjoyed the show so much. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get it. Whatever, and then I'll just listen to it at home. But I'm really liking the whole I will buy your record at your show. I feel like it's more of a direct connection to the band. Like they're going to get the money.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to if you buy it at a store or something, you're giving the store some money. But most of the records I get now are that. Or I just bought the new Castlevania 2 soundtrack from the Nintendo era.
Yeah!
Mondo Tees made this really cool package with that, and they're doing all of them, actually. I got the first 2 now, so I'll be picking up all of those, I'm sure.
Did you buy that for I Am 8-Bit?
It's not from I Am 8-Bit. It's from Mondo Tees. I Am 8-Bit, I did buy some stuff from them, but no. Mondo Tees is the one that does. And they have a lot of really cool soundtracks from movies, obscure culty movies like Cannibal Holocaust and stuff like that, that I would recommend checking out.
Hey, I want to ask you about that Fragile reissue. Is it out now, you mean, or is it?
It's you can buy it now on the Nine Inch Nails store, and it's a pre-order. It's going to be shipping in spring of 2017, apparently.
Is it this? It's just the actual album, or is it this other weird thing that's out? This Deviations thing?
No, it's the out. There's 2 of them. Yeah, they have the Deviations, and then there's the album. And it's the definitive edition of it, and it includes it's like remastered and everything, so it sounds better, and it's got extra tracks like a 10 Mile High, I think, is on there, which was a B-side that never made it on the album.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. I'm ordering it right now, dude. That's actually one of my favorite records of theirs.
Honestly, if there was a list of number 1 record of all time, Nine Inch Nails Fragile is always in that conversation for me. It's such a... the timing of when it came out and what was going on in my life, plus just the musicality, everything, the jazziness that happens, and like Ripe Decay and stuff like that. Like, it's just such a great record, and a lot of people don't listen to it because they think Nine Inch Nails, it's industrial, whatever. But dude, musically, one of the greatest albums ever made, I think.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. I actually just got the reissue of the Downward Spiral maybe a month or 2 ago. So, and I was kind of holding out hope for this one, so I'll pick it up.
Yeah. Oh.
8.
John.
Yeah.
No vinyl for me, but I do have 1 box set that I picked up. I got it on CD because I just didn't feel like buying the vinyl. A decade of Dio, 83 to 93.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
That is slowly becoming into everybody's collection here.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of that one yet. What is that?
It's this guy named Dio. He was
Yep.
in these cool bands from
Yep.
the 70s and 80s. You know?
Yep.
So, yeah,
That's right.
all.
Yep.
I don't think I need to put anything else on my list after that. So,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
speaks
interesting
for
you mentioned.
itself.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned Dio because my kids love Black Sabbath, and so the other day I was playing them Heaven and Hell. I'm like, this is Black Sabbath, but it's a different singer. This guy's Dio, and now they love saying Dio. And I'm like, and my kids love throwing their metal horns. And when I told them that Dio is the one that sort of invented the metal horns in the metal world because he used to get it from his grandmother. Yeah, they were like, whoa. So
They were like, shut up, Dad.
yeah, like, whoa.
and then your daughter corrected you and said Gene Simmons invented those, didn't he?
She did not, but anyway.
Good.
All right.
I have a ton of stuff, so I'm going to run through it very quickly.
Let me put on Dope Smoker.
Yeah. Which is the Druid. But anyway, I got the Agraphobic Nosebleed, their Agropocalypse and Arc EP, which I, for some reason, didn't have them. Pre-ordered the new Obituary and the couple songs they came out with. I'm loving it. There's been a lot of death metal this year that I've picked up, and it seems like it's just one good album after another, and I'm really missing a lot of doom. So I picked up this band called Golden Core, and the name of the album is Norwegian Stoner Machine, and it's all instrumental. It's got like some weird like goat on the front cover, but it's really great. Stoner music. It's pretty much instrumental. Picked up some Funeral Death Doom in the band called Gateway and their album Scriptures of Grief. It's an EP. Picked up the new The Nail to Obscurity, which we talked about, King Delusion, Galactic Empire, Warpath is the name of an album, a band, Bullets for the Desert Session, and it's basically a clone of Entombed, which seems like there's a lot of that going around lately. I got the new Dope Lord, Children of the Haze, which I'm really loving. I pre-ordered Mastodon. Like, I guess Mastodon is sort of like pre-ordering Metallica and Megadeth. It's like sometimes like, oh, all right, I'm gonna support you guys, but please don't suck, please don't suck, please don't suck. Got picked up a band called Desert Fear and their album Dead Shores Rising, which is literally a clone of Entombed. Picked up this interesting split, Sacrificial Slaughter. It's called American Death Thrash Split. It's two different bands. I forget the name of the bands, but it's pretty cool little split. The new Hour Penance, Cast the First Stone. Gotta get my little tech death in there. A local DC band, which I never heard of before, Levers of Archimedes, and the name of the album is Triptych Disentanglement, Tech Death from DC. Never even heard of them, so I'm kind of wondering if they're really from DC. Another Swedish death metal, very old school sound. The band's called Sentient Horror, and their album Ungodly Forms. Picked up the Anonymous Circle, Appalling Ascension. I think Gregory from Canada mentioned that one to me. Got the new Memoriam, which we already talked about, pre-order. Rick, one of our listeners, recommended Necrot, The Labyrinth. Really loving that one. And last but not least, some Death Doom in the band called Grim Ravine and The Light is From Below album. And that's it.
Will, what do you do for a living outside of brewing? Because that's a lot of records to buy. Like, I would love
If he tells you, he'll have to kill you, Eddie.
I'm in the Marine Corps.
I know you're not making money out of brewing. I know that.
No.
Nobody makes money in brewing unless you're huge.
I'm in the Marine Corps, so I got some money coming in from that, and my wife makes a lot more money than me.
Nice.
All right, Jay.
Some of these were very strategic purchases, and some of them were just random things I found for $10 or less. So just things to fill out the collection. I got a good copy of Ultimate Sin, Ozzy, for like $7. I found a copy of Slavfeg's Atavism, which is probably my second favorite Slavfeg album, on a shelf the other day. I picked that up. Spent a couple extra bucks to get the Brave New World vinyl because I really needed to have that Iron Maiden Brave New World. I found the Queensryche original EP, the first EP, found that for like $10, picked that up. Got Nevermore's Obsidian Conspiracy, which I was quickly reminded how much I kind of don't like that record very much. It's I needed to have it, but it's the first one after What is it, John? After the good one.
This Godless Endeavor.
This Godless Endeavor, which is like my favorite Nevermore record.
Same here,
and Obsidian Conspiracy is just
no,
fails to that.
Yes.
Well,
Dead Heart is the best.
Dead Heart is number 2.
I expected you to say as much. Reasonable. At least you didn't say Obsidian Conspiracy is number 2. It's worth having just because it's worth a couple bucks on Discogs, and I found it for cheap, and it came with a 45 of cover of the Crystal Ship. I got finally my copy of Big Business, Command Your Weather. Found AC/DC Flick of the Switch, used copy, picked that up. Jethro Tull Benefit, and finally they reissued the Heaven and Hell record, which really should just been called Black Sabbath, but whatever. Devil You Know. I found a reissue of that on the shelf the other day and picked that up.
Excellent.
All vinyl.
Yeah. Hey, Eddie. Real quick, just to clarify, I don't have a record player, so everything I list because it says vinyl or other purchases, these are all digital. So.
Oh. Okay. I was going to say, I'm like, God damn, that's a lot of records.
No.
Yeah, he's the one in the group that doesn't drink the Kool-Aid.
Okay. All right.
I have a lot of records because I get the Flexi disc from Decibel every month, and I have a bunch of local records that I've picked up along the way.
What's next?
Yeah.
Pick anything up?
I bring nothing to the fucking table.
Yeah, but did you buy anything?
Well, knowing how much my money situation is tight, I got one album, Insomnium Winter's Gate.
Oh yeah, you posted
the vinyl is amazing. It comes with a huge book that I believe it's the singer wrote that tells the story of the whole album. Cool. It's amazing.
It's half the reason we buy vinyl for stuff like that.
And more so because Jay is like a brother to me, and I love the guy so much. Jay, a decade of Dio, he bought me that. So
also other vinyl.
And it was my birthday, so
other vinyl purchase. Which, by the way, man, I was listening to. Is Dream Evil your favorite one, George? Is that what you said? Dream Evil, is that your favorite?
My favorite Dio?
Yeah.
No, Sacred Heart.
Because if it was Dream Evil, I was going to say it's got to be Because All the Fools Sailed Away is on there.
That is a brilliant song.
I went through that whole box. I listened to the whole box set like last Sunday, just in order. And I'd forgotten how much I like that particular song.
I get tears when I listen to All the Fools Sailed Away.
You know what, though? I think maybe Last in Line, maybe.
Mine is
maybe Rock and Roll Children.
Yeah, that's good. The Theo.
Anyway. All right. I've only got a couple. I got the, and Jay probably got his too and forgot to mention it, the self-titled Black Fucking Cancer vinyl.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And,
he didn't forget that trash.
Whatevs. And then since it had really nothing much to do with our last episode, but I did get Chemist Hunted on vinyl.
Nice.
I just hadn't. I was like, I don't have that? Okay, so anyway.
They don't need your pity purchases.
Yeah, whatever. And this one actually came, I think, around Christmas time, but we didn't do, our year-end episode didn't have a vinyl purchases, so it went off the radar. But the Metathonia Throssenblatt vinyl, I also have that.
Up, huh?
And I currently on the way, I also have a Throssenblatt patch for the battle vest I'm building for Vakken, and a knit Throssenblatt hat and a toque with the little
Isn't that what
with the little strings.
Nice.
Apparently, there's a difference because he sold the one is toques and the one is knit hat. So.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it on the last podcast. I may have, but man, I'm kicking myself for not putting Metathonia on my year-end list.
You didn't mention that.
Yeah, dude, it is catchy.
It is. Good stuff.
Totally kicking my. In fact, I was thinking we need to have a list of what are you kicking yourself for not putting on your list in 2016?
Eddie,
we should maybe do that.
Have you heard
episode.
the good word about Throssenblatt?
I think we should do that, Will, because I've been thinking that too. There's a few that I've pulled back now that I was like, God damn it.
Or like pick one from everyone's list that you're like, God damn.
Chemist would be number one.
Mouthful. It's sugar donuts or something there.
All right, we're in the home stretch. We've got deep tracks, and then we're done.
Here's a song that you never fucking heard. Here's a song that we think you should know. Here's a song that you never fucking heard. Now listen. Here's a song that you never fucking heard. Here's a song that we think you should know. Here's a song that you never fucking heard.
Eddie? Eddy, you got a deep track for us?
I do. And it is Exotic Animal Petting Zoo. The band is that's the name of the band, Exotic Animal Petting Zoo. The song would be Through the Thicket Across Endless Mountains.
And what is that?
It's music.
Okay.
Exotic Animal Petting Zoo is very, I don't know how to describe them, very hectic.
Exotic?
Yeah, very hectic type, similar to Dillinger, with very math-centric, but there's some really great melodies, an amazing guitar solo in that song. The first time I heard it, I described it to my girl as, it sounds like the dude is standing on a mountain during a storm, and it's like lightning, and he's doing that fucking solo up there, and it's the most epic fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. I've talked a lot.
Jack Black did a tribute to that.
Yes. No, but I highly recommend it. I don't know how to describe it. Dillinger, RX Bandits, but heavier. I don't know. They're heavy and melodic, and it's awesome. I highly recommend that.
Excellent. Yeah. John.
Well, you couldn't have been any more on target here. You mentioned Mastodon buying their new album, and it just made me shake my head because I don't care if bands change, but my God, that song "Show Yourself" is just fucking garbage.
It is. I don't like it at all.
Oh God, it's so depressing for me because I was such a huge fan of those first.
The other one's pretty good. The other song was pretty good, but
it's all right until Brett Hines comes in and starts whining. But I'm going all the way back to the early days, the demos, which they didn't see their first release until later on Call the Mastodon, or on the album Call Mastodon. But the song is Call of the Mastodon, which is just, it's the reason why I'm getting so frustrated. How you guys were when Metallica dropped the ball. That's how I feel about Mastodon right now.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, that's one of my great loves of the last 10 years, and I'm not super excited about the new record.
Brent Hines is not pleased with your comments.
I really don't give a fuck. Shit. Hey, Brett Hines doesn't even like metal anymore. So I mean, it just gets so depressed, And again, I don't care that they changed. That's fine, but that's
the thing is, we all love, like, almost every single one of us. When we said our favorite albums of the last 15 years, almost every single one of us had Leviathan on there. But so we all love Mastodon. I just don't love where they've gone.
Yeah, I'm keep hoping that, again, you don't have to be Leviathan. I just keep hoping something will change, but it's not. So just me.
My deep track going back to 1988, had it on my mind, off Sacred Reich, off Surf Nicaragua, with their cover of War Pigs. I love it.
Yeah,
great cover.
Right on.
All right, mine is from a record we all know and love, but there is a track on this that I think is definitely a deep track. I feel like John can guess what it is, but if anybody can guess it, I'll send you a record. And I mean, one of you guys. I don't know what record. Phil Collins, maybe. Off of
Hey, I gave you that.
I got face values.
Somewhere in Time. Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. Who can name a deep track off the record that is like a
Loneliness, a Long Distant Run.
Sea of Madness.
Yes, I knew John would get it. Damn it. Sea of Madness, one of the great Maiden riffs of all time.
Yes.
God, that's a good riff. I put that on my swimming iPod last week, and it's just such a good song.
Wait, you can swim with an iPod?
Yeah, I was going to say, you have a swimming iPod?
Called SwimPod. They take a shuffle and they waterproof it, and they waterproof the earbuds somehow, and it's awesome, dude. You listen to music. Yeah, it's awesome.
Does it sound like you're underwater?
No.
Does it sound like Monolord vocals?
It sounds better underwater somehow. Like when you're out of the water, it sounds all trebly. When you get underwater, it's bassy and great.
There you go. Well, go swimming and put Monolord on in the pool and see what happens.
Yeah, but that much worse, yeah. But Sea of Madness. God, what a good song.
Great song.
It's weird because the reason why I said Loneliness, a Long Distant Runner, because Sea of Madness to me is not a deep track, and I know it's very subjective. I love that song, but it's one of my favorite songs on that album. So
it's not deep to you.
It's not deep. Yeah, right. It's not deep to me.
But it's God.
But that's more of a compliment. That's more of a compliment. Because it's a great song.
Yeah, that just means we both like good music.
That's right.
I knew John would come up with it though. I knew John was gonna be like Sea of Madness, and he nailed it. Duke, you got a deep track this week?
Yeah, of course I do.
There it is.
Don't say of course, because half the time you don't.
That's actually really true. But 1988 gave us Danzig in his first album.
Where's he going?
This is End of Time.
Yes.
There you go.
Off
George.
of Danzig 1.
Nice.
It's self-titled.
I
love this song.
Yeah,
that's my deep track.
Yep, and if you hope you enjoyed my rendition of it earlier, because I'm leaving that in.
All right, George.
So I kind of phoned this one in because it was going to be related to my personal recommendation, which turned out to be related to my honorable mentions. This is from Running Wild, from Port Royal. This is Conquistadors. Crickets.
Could you, I was going to say, push the button, George.
I turned the app off a while ago.
Yeah, where's all the sound effects, man?
I just really haven't. I'm not real happy with a lot of them. I want to get some new ones, and I just don't know what to get. So if you have any ideas, but here's
I have the idea. Push the crickets right now.
Well, is it an app or something? What the hell is it?
Where'd it go? I'm playing.
I broke your sound effects.
God damn it, Eddie. Is it a app, George?
Anyway, just creating a lot of
problem
static. Yeah, dude. Stop. Whatever you're doing, stop.
Stop.
Hurting my ears.
Actually, you know what? The static was better than the crickets ever could have been.
Yeah, we need to get one of those. Remember the TV screen at 2 a.m. when we were kids?
Yeah.
On a Saturday night, it was just that feed of static and just a big image of we're temporarily off the air now. After the national anthem played.
Can I give you another personal recommendation when you get a chance?
Please.
Go right now.
This is not heavy metal and it's not music, but if you play video games and you like Knights, Vikings, or Samurais,
For Honor?
my daughter yelling.
Yeah,
For Honor.
Who guessed that? Was that you, Eddie?
Me, yeah. I'm a gamer. Yeah. My fiance works at Activision. It's kind of like
oh, really?
Are you
life. Game?
I do a lot.
Pitfall.
Are you playing the game?
What?
I haven't been playing I have not been playing For Honored, but I have both Xbox One and a PS4.
Okay, Eddie, I gotta get your content. We're gonna talk.
Eddie, I'm gonna warn you right now. He'll play naked with you. Okay.
Oh, I play pantsless all the time.
Okay.
Perfect.
No.
Yeah.
You're in the club.
All right, we are at the end. Finally, 3 hours and 45 minutes later for us. It'll probably edit down to less. Eddie, thank you for coming on. And all of you listeners out there, make sure to check out Eddie's podcast, RocknRoll Beer Guy. So
thank you guys for having me on, man.
Huge thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
I talked to him the other day on the phone, like, probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and
yeah, we were talking about that beforehand. And
have you ever listened to this show, Will?
We always run long.
I was like, sure, an hour and a half, okay.
Yeah,
I got it.
So
no, seriously, thanks for having me on. So
no problem, man. It's been a blast.
And then RocknRoll Beer Guy, rock the letter N, roll Beer Guy. That's the podcast. It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. It's on SoundCloud, iTunes, all under that. That just RocknRoll Beer Guy. Okay,
so before we go, make sure to check us out, too. We're on SoundCloud, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Stitcher, and wearemetalheads.com. And if you want to know what we're listening to, look us up on Bandcamp.
Nice.
We will talk to you next time.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. George, just turn it off. Turn it off. That's the end of the show. People aren't even listening. They are listening, apparently. Seriously. Fuck you. Good night.